Welcome, everyone, to TJ and the Grumpy Old Man's live coverage of the Kansas City Chiefs against the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm your host, TJ, and with me here, as always, is the Grumpy Old Man. They say there is no shame in his game because he is always the same.
That's me.
Grump, we got a little late start to the action. I'll take blame for that.
No shit. I mean, no doubt about that.
Oh, Grumpy, don't be upset, man. We're here, though, during some game
time
action.
You want to get linked up, right?
Sure.
You want to get linked up. Okay, we already missed the first drive. Let me know when they snap the ball for you to Mahomes.
Okay. Oh, wow. I'm on the punt. Anyway, big game today. As always, Grumpy, Cincinnati recently beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead, but we've talked about it before. Patrick Mahomes is spectacular in playoffs at Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah. Well, they are the odds-on favorites now to win the Super Bowl.
Really? You think it's that cut and dry?
Yeah.
Over the Los Angeles Rams.
Where are you on the game?
Hasn't had to snap yet, Grumpy. Remember I said I'd let you know? Still hasn't changed.
Okay. Then you're way behind.
No worries, Grump. We are okay being behind.
Okay.
Well, they're running in motion right there for Kelsey. He just took the snap.
Okay.
Well, and again, we anticipate this is going to be a shootout style of game. I mean, defense need not apply for today's action.
Yeah. For me, the only chance Cincinnati has is a puncher's chance. Like I've mentioned before, that's just because they can score a whole lot of points. First drive, underwhelming. A run up the middle, gain of 4. Then a quick pass to Chase, gain of 2. And then pass knocked away by Willie Gay, the latest Kansas City arrested player in the last week or two. Makes a nice play on the tight end. And all day for Mahomes to throw, as you can see, after an 8-yard gain by who's that, McKinnon, and then the quick short pass. Now they're already in business. Okay. I don't expect expect Cincinnati to have much of a chance if they can't stop them or put pressure on Mahomes.
Now you said Willie Gay was recently arrested. Go ahead and give us a little more context to that, Grumpy.
Yeah, he was arrested for some type of, I don't know the level of felony, but not enough to get him totally locked up. And that doesn't matter in Kansas City.
A misdemeanor or a felony?
No, it was a felony, but it's not something that he got. It's the lowest level of felony. That was 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Allegedly arrested.
No, not allegedly. He was arrested. He was arrested. He was arrested and charged.
Breaking a vacuum in an argument with a lady, apparently, is what happened.
Well, there you go. So he was arrested.
Okay. Well, I don't think that's a felony charge.
No, it was labeled as that's not a misdemeanor.
Breaking a vacuum. Anyway,
it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. My long story short, it doesn't matter to Kansas City.
Doesn't matter anybody in the NFL. They're going to let their best players play, especially this late in the season. Think about it. What was it, 2 years ago? Andy Reid's kid. He drunkenly hit a kid with his vehicle and was still able to coach out there. Do you recall that?
Yep, he's gone now.
Well,
he's gone. He was let go.
Okay, he did that. He murdered a kid, and he still was coaching.
I'm saying Kansas City has a history of just ignoring any type of criminal behavior from anyone in their organization. Is that fair?
I wouldn't say ignore, but I'd say a delayed response, I think, is accurate. Ooh, a 3rd and 1, and I think Kansas City does get enough for the first down. Fullback picks up about the spot. They spot him short. Absolutely. Well, that's a bad spot.
It sure is.
Wow. I thought he definitely had that first down, and they're going to give it to him short, Grump.
If you're Andy Green, do you challenge?
Andy Reid?
Andy Reid, yeah.
Yeah, I maybe would challenge if I'm Andy Reid. Not sure about Andy Green.
Okay. Does Kansas City even need to challenge? I don't think they need to challenge. Just go for it.
Oh, shit, man. He had the first down.
Just go for it. You don't need to challenge that.
He clearly has the first. I mean, it's a bad spot. We called it from the get-go. I don't know what the hell. Think about it. The line judge from the far side that had the entire scrum to look through was the guy who spots him. And I mean, he had the worst angle of them all, and he's the one who had the spot. Well, yikes. I mean, he clearly had the first down.
For me, I'm not even worried. Yeah, he got it, but you know what? I'm not even challenging because it means you only have one more challenge. Why would you challenge? Just go for it. You're going to get it.
What happens if you don't get it? You give the ball.
But they would get it. All right, they're challenging, though. They're challenging. So they'll get it. But now here's the thing. You miss your next challenge. That's it. You're out of challenges for the game. That's why I'm just saying first drive, 4th and 1, you're moving the ball with ease. I would not burn a challenge there because if you use it, you get 2 challenges a game as a coach. 2. That's it. 2.
Well, and if
So
you win both, you get an additional challenge.
Yeah. Okay. But here's the thing. This one here, first drive of the game, you would pick up the first down. I just think because if you challenge again, let's say in the second quarter, that one, now you're out of challenges for the game. It's dumb. As a coach, it's a dumb move for a coach.
Well, you don't go to heaven if you have additional challenges left on the board at the end of the game. How many coaches, let me ask you this, how many coaches go through all challenges that they have or would need an additional challenge?
It's a big game. It's an AFC championship game.
I understand.
Well, there you go. That's my point.
Well, okay, let's say you don't challenge it, you don't pick up it on 4th down. Well, I mean, and then you end the game with 2 challenges left on the boards because nothing else was challenge worthy for you to throw your flag. You don't think maybe you're kicking yourself at the
I don't like to limit my options on the first drive of the game. I
understand your point, but still, I have no problem with them throwing a challenge flag. Okay. I will say for you guys who are new here, number one, welcome to the TJ and Grumpy Old Man Show. This is a twice-a-week sports podcast where we talk all things sports and have a good time shooting the shit. We go live every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today, we are going to be going live after the NFC matchup, so after the Rams and the 49ers play, just to get the most up-to-date information. And we want to watch that game, too. But today's game, Grump, I mean, you've got 2 fantastic young quarterbacks in Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes facing off. It's going to be an interesting one, needless to say. Patrick Mahomes looked spectacular against the Buffalo Bills just last week, and Joe Burrow, I mean, it was more of the defensive duel and a lot of sacks that Cincinnati Bengals the offensive line gave up here last week as well.
Yeah. You had Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes put on one for the ages last week. Last team with the ball is going to win, and that's certainly what happened. I don't think that Cincinnati is good enough to beat Kansas City today, but Joe Burrow has taken a huge step up. Like the last 6-7 weeks of the year, he was probably the best quarterback in the league.
Wow.
Look at the numbers. Wow. You realize when they played Kansas City in Week 17, he threw for 446 yards and 4 touchdowns.
I was aware, and that's why this game is even. I mean, that's why this. I mean, if he didn't have that fantastic performance the first time against Kansas City, I'm not sure you would have as many people opining that. Yeah, I think the Bengals have a legitimate chance of winning this.
Yeah, but what was the mistake that Cincinnati did on the first drive? They didn't come out slinging the ball. They played conservative.
Yep.
You cannot play conservative
in the playoffs
if you want to win this game. I'm sorry. All right, you want to run the ball, then a little bubble screen to your wide receiver, then a little short pass to the tight end. I'm sorry. I hate when they bring Gene Steratore online because he's just a shill for the officials and the NFL, let's be honest. I'll tell you what, McKinnon has done a nice job. I guess that there's another 8 yards on your first down.
Well, yeah, because you kept on talking. Let's talk that they did challenge. They did receive enough yardage for the first down, and McKinnon and the Kansas City Chiefs have been running the ball too. I'll tell you,
Cincinnati's defense is not very good.
People
forget this is a team that was like the worst team in the league by a mile a year and a half ago. I mean, they've made tremendous improvement, and it just shows you how much you need a quarterback.
Yep, quarterbacks are there.
And like
the
I don't think
they have is you can't measure it, Grumpy.
I don't see Kansas City being stopped by Cincinnati. Their defense is not great.
It'd have to be a mistake or turnover, or like you're talking about mental errors. But again, as we mentioned last time, Patrick Mahomes, he's got 30 passing touchdowns and 1 interception in postseason games at Arrowhead. So the likelihood.
I don't think it's that many.
I think it's that significant.
Okay, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think it's that high.
Okay. Well, I'll pull it up for you, Grumpy, as the drive continues.
So, I mean, he's only played like 7 games at home, so he's averaging what over 4.5 touchdowns a game. I don't think so. And there he goes. He's using his feet.
He picks up
gets that first down.
Absolutely, he does. It's going to be. It's going to be a high scoring affair, but since he cannot play conservative, they have to say, here you go, Joe Burrow. You're the one who we entrusted to get us to the point we are currently. You've played well. We have to just go ahead and throw the ball into your hands.
And Romo reports coming up. Kansas City needs to be patient, take what they give you. And the Bengals have to keep Mahomes in the pocket. Well, that did not happen on that. And I'm a firm believer in that too. He's not real good inside the pocket. He's at best when he's able to improvise.
Well, he's slippery. He's slippery like an eel. I mean, you
Again,
look at
they can't every single time that they run the ball on first 8 yards. Every single time they've run the ball on first down, same play. 8 yards, 8 yards, 8 yards. I mean, if you can't stop a guy on first down run, you have no shot of winning the game. None. I don't care who you are. No shot.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to tighten that up. And I tell you, it's.
I'll tell you what. This game
maybe halftime adjustments, but I could tell you,
this game is this close to being over. This game is this close to being over. I'm telling you right now.
What?
This close. This close.
Okay,
this close.
Absurd. I'm
telling you.
Stop, Crump. They pick up enough for the first down. They're going to be close to about they're going to be first and goal at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, touchdown, game's over. Touchdown, game's over. I'm going to tell you right now. They've walked down the field. And Cincinnati, their head coach, this is his first time in, I consider, a really big game. And he's from that West Coast, that Sean McVay, the Kyle Shanahan, all those groups. They seem to shrink in big moments. I'm sorry. They get conservative, and you wind up beating yourself. Kansas City's not – they're going for it. I don't blame them. You want to win the game, you got to take it by the throat.
Okay, well, look at it like this, too. I mean, Kansas City, touchdown. He gets both feet in bounds. Kansas City strikes early and quick on the first drive.
Game's over.
Dominant.
This game is over. This game is probably going to be about 45-10. Really? Cincinnati has to score a touchdown on the next drive. They don't score a touchdown on the next drive, they might as well just get back on the bus and go home. I saw an interview today with Tyler Boyd. If I'm a Cincinnati fan, I'm not feeling good.
Why
He's like that? Oh, yeah. It's like he was just enjoying himself. He was interviewed in the parking lot. Oh, yeah. This game is going to go up. They're just yucking it up. I'm like, dude, you don't have your game face on. I'm sorry. It worries me. When you got a guy it's like, hey, I'm just happy to be interviewed. Get ready. Get back on the bus. And again, what did they do? They let Mahomes out of the pocket. Got to keep him in the pocket. They've been unable to do it. Like I said, 8-yard runs on first down every single time. You can't stop. If you can't stop a team running the ball on first down, you're not winning the game. Not against this team and this offense. Not happening.
Okay, I apologize. I was wrong. It wasn't 30. That touchdown right there has given him now 24 passing touchdowns at Arrowhead and 1 interception in postseason play.
Now, it might be 30 after today's game.
I'm not sure it's going to be that much. But and here you are, right? You're talking doom and gloom. I think as you settle into the game, things change. I know that Kansas City offense is spectacular, and I think Kansas City is a team, I think that they're favored to win by a country mile. But I'm just saying, all it takes is one play to switch momentum. You've got to get the offense going, though. You have to be able to control possession on the field. There's no more 3 and outs. You go 3 and out, you punt the ball and give up a touchdown, you're in trouble.
This game's over. It's over. I don't want people to jump off the podcast because you're going to have fun listening, because we're just – those games I get to riff, right? I get to riff, absolutely, which is a lot of fun. But like I said, they had their chance and they blew it. I saw Tyler, and I even said,
they had their chance on the first drive and they blew it. Game's over.
Here's the thing. When you're a prohibitive underdog, Cincinnati has never played in a game of this magnitude. Never. None of these players, ever. Kansas City's been here, done that, proven it over the last 4 years. Okay? You cannot let Kansas City get up on you if you're that much of an underdog. Here's the thing. If Cincinnati went up 14-0, Kansas City's still in a game, not the other way around.
Well, let's get some comments. Drew L says the legends are back. What's up, Drew? I wanted the Bengals to win the Super Bowl until Eli Apple ran his mouth all over Twitter. So now I kind of want Kansas City to win. Oh God, what did Eli Apple do? I'll pull it up, Grumpy. My goodness.
I'm not rooting for Kansas City. I always root for the underdog, unless I have a team that that I'm rooting for in the fight. But I do not. in this game or actually in the rest of the playoffs. So I'm certainly rooting for underdogs.
I wonder what Eli Apple did, Grumpy.
Probably something dumb.
Here's the thing. I've never been a big fan of talking smack like that on social media. Come on, man.
Particularly pregame. It's just so stupid. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. I mean, these guys know how to get, motivated on their own, but you don't need to give them any extra juice. Belichick was notorious for whipping that shit out just before a Super Bowl, the night before the game. I mean, you get the guys fired up. Football is a game of emotion, very much so.
Here's the thing. I mean, look at this. I mean, you're in the AFC Championship game. You know, if that doesn't motivate you, nothing will. But here it is. Kansas City's kicking off. Cincinnati has to come down. They've got to drive the ball downfield. And again, Cincinnati's a team to where you talk about a quick strike with Jamar Chase and that wide receiver core. They've got the ability to have that quick strike offense, Grump.
Yeah, but they were real conservative play calling on the first drive. Like I said,
I'm just saying they need to get into their groove.
If you're the underdog, all right, okay. You know what? You want to say that? Fine. Here's the thing: when you're the underdog, you get the ball first. You got to go. You got to go for the gusto, and they're just not doing it.
Tell you one
Again,
thing. I think
first down run. First down run. Okay, great. Gain of 3. This looks like a repeat of the last drive. Let's repeat what didn't work the last time.
How are you so far ahead of me? It's more than a 3-yard gain. It looks like okay. Well, it should be closer to 4. That's a bad spot, in my opinion. But still,
maybe they should challenge that call.
I'm not saying they should.
They're a yard short. Maybe they should challenge that.
What's up, Shark Sports Cards? And Tony G saying, "Sorry, I'm late, boys. Hopefully, I didn't hold up the podcast." No, you good, Tony. You good. And then Barra says, "Hi, Guadalajara. How do you pronounce that? Grumpy?
Alicio, Mexico. I'm Aurelio Pineda.
There it is. What's up? Grumpy. Here's the thing.
Snap, pressure immediately on the quarterback. Short pass.
You are ahead of me by about 10 seconds,
okay.
Grumpy.
Well,
I don't know how you've done it.
Okay, let me know. Let me know when the third down snap is. That's all I can say.
Man, oh man, Grumpy, did you just hit fast forward because your upsell was a little ahead of you? Was that what it was? Steve Spagnuolo. Man, you talk about good old Steve Spagnuolo. He's been a fantastic defensive coordinator.
I thought you said that Kansas City was a great defense.
Was that? I'm sorry?
I thought this is just like the last drive. Like I said, these guys, they have their script. At some point in time, you got to deviate from that. Sorry. I mean, he's immediately pressured. Let me know when the ball is snapped, please.
I will let you know, Grumpy. As you already told me, I will let you know. Jesus. Already ball snapped.
Oh, gosh, you're right.
He picks up enough for the first down. He's got plenty of room to run. Here's the thing. What they should do is they should say, as much as I think Joe Burrow at times has showed like, hey, he has consistency issues. All young quarterbacks do. The guy's clutch. I believe you talk about guys who have the clutch gene. I think Joe Burrow is one of those guys who has the clutch gene.
Absolutely.
Give it to him. Let him do his thing. Like Mahomes is a clutch player. Joe Burrow is a clutch player. Give him the ball. Let every single play go through him. You know what? Sorry, Joe Mixon. I know we want to try to establish the run game. We want to try to establish and start running some clock, get their defense tired out. You know what? Run those long developing routes. Run those. Let Jamar Chase run downfield. Let that secondary get tired. I mean, you'll be
again. They know exactly what they're running. They know exactly what they
how are you ahead of me again? We just did this. How are you ahead of me?
I don't know, because you were ahead of me. There's no way I'm going to be behind you on this.
Okay, so there it is. Grumpy wants to be ahead of me by 5-10 seconds at all time. Okay, sounds good.
You said the Burrow play. He hadn't even started running yet, so you were way ahead.
I wasn't ahead. I could tell when everything opens up like that, Grumpy, I could see that's a run for a first down.
Let me know. Let me actually know when the next snap happens, please.
So this is why we're always attitude because this asshole always fast forwards. Look at this.
Let me know when they're snapping.
They snapped.
How long ago?
They just completed a pass out of the backfield of the running back, Joe Mixon. He picks up a few yards.
Kansas City knew on that first down play, they knew exactly what was coming. They had everybody lined up in the box. Well, guess what? If you're that predictable, even look at
it again here. They still got 6 in the box, Grump. That's just
how it was on the first down. It was way more than that.
I know. I'm just saying on second down, they still have 6 guys in the box. I mean, that's what you're going to be facing: 6-7 guys in the box at all time from this Kansas City defense.
Okay, here's the thing: Cincinnati's offense is not a grinded out down the offense field. It's not what they are. You're playing against type, and they know what they're doing. Kansas City's defense sucks. Okay, you're playing right into their hands.
Well, they get enough for the first down, Grump. He hits that completion. Look at that. There's Tyler Boyd. Picks up enough for the first down. What is that, Grumpy? What's going on? Anyway, Tony G saying, now I'm ahead of you guys. TJ's phone is slow today. Drew L saying here. Also, did you see that Byron Leftwich said that he wants to do if Jacksonville hired him as coach? No, I didn't see what he wants to do.
Lose?
I don't know. I'll have to look at it. Oh my! Holy shit! That right guard just got walked around. My goodness.
Yeah, their offensive line is not good because Kansas City's defense is horrible.
Shark Sports Guard says since he needs to come out throwing, what are they doing? Yeah, I mean, here comes probably another first down run if I'm just a betting man. Just look at the formation. Okay, a little play action here. Oh my God! Shit. Okay, we talk about this. Look at the play. You have two wideouts running a route here. And if they don't bite all in on the play action, you're not going to have enough guys downfield in order to complete a pass. And it forces him to throw into this situation where he's throwing in the double or triple coverage. Or no, Uzama was the guy who they target. Oh, honestly,
he's got to catch that ball.
He's
got to catch that ball. I'll tell you what, the way his knee got bent back, bye-bye Uzama. He's out of the offense for the day.
No, he's fine.
He's done.
Rub some dirt.
He's got a Boobie Miles injury.
Oh man, Boobie Miles.
It took like one of those little weird twisty things.
Here's the thing: there's so many weapons on that Cincinnati offense. It doesn't really matter if CJ Uzama's not in. Right? Okay. It's not as big as a loss as a Jamar Chase or a T Higgins or a Joe Mixon is for that offense. They have so many weapons, Grumpy. I'm not saying it's good to be losing your tight end in a threat like that, but I'm just saying it's not the end of the world.
Oh, Tyler Boyd, just get your yards. What a jerk. What a jerk.
What do you mean? What a jerk?
Does he think he's going to outfake the guy and run down the field? Now, he's a possession receiver. Just get the extra yard or two so it's a little bit more manageable. Another third down.
Well,
I'll tell you what, this guy's done. Uzama's bye-bye. Throw him in a tent. He's done.
Throw him in a medical tent?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, too. Tyler Boyd's not a guy who got all that many targets and all that much attention this year for Cincinnati with the emergence of Jamar Chase and with T. Higgins and Uzama and Joe Mixon out of the backfield. So I'll be interested to see how they utilize him in a game that's going to be much, everything's going to be a lot tighter, how many times they're going to target him. Think about it. He's received 3 different targets, 3 catches on this drive. The guy is very sure-handed, but wasn't utilized much during the regular season this year. It'll be interesting to see how they'll try to utilize him today.
Well, he was certainly the number 3 option.
Oh, for certain he is. But he was, and you talk about, Jamar Chase is this fantastic boom bust type guy. When he gets the ball in his hands, he could really do something magical. He could really go ahead and make explosive plays.
Look at how Kansas City, and I mentioned, just holds Jamar Chase all the way down the field. Where's the flag for holding? I mean, you're either going to call it or you're not.
Well, this drive
is notorious for holding wide receivers.
This drive, Cincinnati has already chewed up more than 6 minutes on the clock. And look at that. Joe Mixon squeaks through on the power. He's able to find a little bit of space and daylight, and he's able to reel off a run of about 20 some odd yards, grumpy old man. Look at that.
Yeah, but they didn't score on their first drive. I don't expect Kansas City to have to punt today.
Okay. Well, here it is, right? You're wearing out this defense. This drive's already been over 6 minutes, right? That's what Cincinnati's game plan is going to be. Keep Patrick Mahomes off the field as long as possible. Get these drives that go for long distances and chew up a lot of clock and wear out that Kansas City defense. I think that's a game plan for them.
But that's not what their offense does best. You understand? That's not what their offense is. So if you want to play a different type of offense, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. Joe, okay, at least he throws it out of the end zone. My God, you could tell, right? Both options. He tries to hit the bubble screen out to the left. That's covered. Then he flips to go to the halfback screen to the right. That's also covered. And he's kind of like, all right, where's my next read? Fortunately, there's no pressure in his face. He's able to get the ball and throw it out to the end zone.
They know exactly what's coming, Kansas City. They know exactly what's coming.
You keep saying that.
This Frank Clark, he's a rush defensive end, and he just drops into coverage. They know the formation.
It's the play call.
Oh, come on. No.
Come on.
No.
Tony G saying you got to sync up by the clock, not by the snap of the ball. Well, I think we're finally in sync. As long as Grumpy doesn't want to fast forward. Oh, hey, you cannot be dropping that T. Higgins.
Okay, here's the thing. The defensive back was holding one of his arms, so he tried to one-hand it. Watch, you'll see.
Yeah,
Like I told you, he's
call.
holding one of his arms.
That's a bad no call right there.
Right, so you got to call it. But that's what Kansas City does.
That's
He's
blatant.
holding. He's holding his arm.
I wonder what they're saying on the telecast because that is freaking blatant. That's blatant pass interference down the field like that. Blatant.
Kansas City's always gotten away with that. Always.
Blatant. I mean, that's bad. They're 3 for 3 on third down so far this drive.
One thing in the playoffs, they've done nothing but just hit field goals. 4 field goals in both of the first 2 playoff games. You're not going to be Kansas City coming away with just field goals.
And
again, he's got his hands all over Chase. Over him.
We'll see. The first one definitely was a holding call. Let's see about this one, Grump. I think the ball just got lost in the no, dude.
He's holding him.
The ball just got no. It was a good defensive play.
Okay, but first of all, you're not allowed to have contact past 5 yards.
Okay,
That is the rule.
That's not a penalty. The second down play was. That's not a penalty, dude.
I'm just going to say when you see it called against Cincinnati, against Kansas City, just remember that Kansas City does that all the time.
Has Cincinnati been called for a penalty yet today? No, thank you very much.
No, they've been wide open all over the field.
Well, here it is. Well, you don't want to
again, cannot settle for field goals.
Yep, you don't want a field goal. You don't want a field goal on that drive. You move the ball well, and shoot, you could say.
Okay, one thing I will say. And plus for Cincinnati, they have all the skill positions locked down very, very young. But they need to get back. To me, if I'm going into the draft and the offseason, I'm looking for offensive line. I mean, they need help on defense too, but you got to keep Burrow upright and, fill in for certain with, with some defensive players. But offensive line has to be your number one need going into the offseason.
Gotcha. I don't disagree. I thought that's what they should have done over Jamar Chase last year. I liked Penei Sewell, but hey, I was wrong on that, and they made the right choice. I mean, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow being teamed up together has been quite a lethal duo. And then Drewell said, well, he basically said that I want Trent Blake gone and to hire his go during the Cardinals days with Bruce Arians.
Right, Trent Baalke, not Trent Blake. And he wants to bring in, I think, Adrian Wilson, who he knows from Arizona. Yes. I thought it was something else. I did hear that, but I thought it was something else.
Tony Cheese saying, who peed in Grumpy's oatmeal today? I think he's upset because Tom Brady is retiring. Who the hell knows?
No. What I think is when you have an underdog team, you can't be screwing them on calls. Because believe me, what's the one game that the NFL does not want? In the Super Bowl, absolutely does not want.
They do not want the Cincinnati Bengals against the San Francisco 49ers.
They want a replay of the 2018 game with the Chiefs and the Rams. That's what they want. But here's the thing. Kansas City doesn't need the help. You don't need to help them. I mean, you got to make those calls. I'm just saying Kansas City is notorious for holding wide receivers all the way down the field, and they get away with it. And then you see somebody blows on one of their wide receivers, bam, it's a flag.
There's been no flags yet called today, Grumpy. So don't say that. We're through the first quarter of play, and there has not been a single flag thrown. So guess what? I think we're going to see the good old reaching our hands deep into the pocket. Why even have the officials on the field type of item?
Yeah, but you got to call what is a penalty.
I know, but just don't throw the analogy of, when they throw a flag. They haven't. They're not going to throw. I'm going to take the approach of the referees are not going to officiate this game at all today. That's what they do when they get late like this in the playoffs, unless they really want to keep things close or to keep things from getting out of hand. That's occasion when they'll start throwing some flags. They want to have as minimal of an impact as possible. Yeah, Uzama out.
I told you he's done.
He's crying.
You saw the way his knee kind of went and twisted on. No, he's done.
Torn ACL.
That's a big loss. That's a big loss.
You talk about too. That's one of those. He'll be out all off season long, and he won't be ready probably till mid-season.
If that,
it's at the tail half of next year. He's going to be out for the majority probably of next season or a significant time next year too. That's awful.
Yeah, he might miss all of next year.
Oh, I'm not sure about that, man. He'll miss a significant portion. Depends what else he tore. If it's just an ACL, who knows?
It's a year injury.
Tony Cheese saying it would have made it fourth and manageable, and I would have went for it.
Yeah, you got to go for it here.
I mean, that's you look at Mahomes, man. He's got that sidearm throw that
when he gets out of the pocket.
Yeah.
Okay, he's got 14 straight completions. It's pretty good going back to last game too.
Absolutely.
You got to pressure him. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, here's the thing: if you have pressure on him, he escapes out of the pocket and he avoids it like a slippery snake in an eel. Oh God.
Like I said, I told this game's
dropped.
over.
That's dropped, Grumpy.
No, that's a catch. That's a catch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I saw the ball squirt out at the end.
I told you. You could tell when the game's over. They're not going to be able to stop them.
I don't know how you just get beat on a fly route like that. I mean, you can't. Come on. You can't get beat in a fly route. Yeah, he came down.
If he would have grabbed his arm, that definitely would have been a flag.
Yes, for certain. And then Drew L says, so Grumpy, you're basically saying the NFL is rigging the game. That's what he tried. That's how he tries to make it sound like. And I'm like, that's bullshit.
Okay.
Grumpy.
I think the NFL absolutely does things to keep people watching games. Absolutely. I think it's not in their best interest not to have that happen. These officials know what's going on. They're like, don't tell me that, they have the little headphones in there that if they miss a call and they get together, somebody's talking to them. That means that they don't know what happened. So they're getting together. You see them a whole bunch and they're listening and then they make their call because somebody looks at the film.
Theory hour with the Grumpy.
I'm telling you, I've seen it it's forever. Ever since the headphones get into place. You never used to see that in the olden days. They just made calls because there was no instant replay. So they just had to actually make a call. Now they wait and they wait and they wait. And somebody says, this is what happened. Without doubt.
Tony G saying, when TJ grows up, he wants to be just like Rain Man. I've never seen Rain Man.
I
know it's a guy who can count cards or something like that, but that is about as much as I know about Rain Man. But Cincinnati, not a good start off to the second defensive draw or the second defensive appearance for them. They've got to tighten things up on that side of the ball.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
It's
not happening. I'm telling you. The AFC, the Super Bowl was played last week in Kansas City. That was the Super Bowl.
Really? You don't think the Rams have any chance? I think the Rams, I really do think that the fish rots from the head with them. I think the Rams are the most talented team in the NFL, no doubt in my mind. I still believe that. I believe they're the most talented team last year, most talented team the year before. I think they're the most talented team this year. But I think head coach Sean McVay just finds any way he can find a way to screw the pooch, he does. Any way he can find a way to have that team lose, he finds a way.
And they all come from that same little coaching group. And they all perform the same way in big games.
No.
Green Bay.
Same way.
Green Bay.
San Francisco. How do you explain them? They have a hideous quarterback in Jimmy G, but find ways to win.
How did they play offensively last week?
They found a way to win.
How did they? No. The question wasn't they found a way to win.
No. I'm not talking about offensively the Rams struggle. I'm talking about the Rams are the most dominant team. They come out, they get an early lead, and they find a way to have the most calamitous second half possible to allow a team that they were completely dominating all game back into it. I'm saying that is poor coaching. That is poor execution. That's a poor job of stepping on a throat when you have a chance. You look at it every which way the Rams did last Sunday, they found a way to screw the pooch, whether it's fumbling on the 1 yard.
Because they follow the analytics as opposed to watch.
No. Okay. Fumbling on the 1 yard line in the second quarter as you have a chance to go up by, even if you don't get the touchdown, either a touchdown or even a field goal. That's not analytics. That's not
conservative.
Well, that's not analytics. What are you talking about?
Because that's what they say you should do in this circumstance.
Run the ball when it's first and goal from the 6 yard line. Yeah, what's wrong with that?
If you have a defense that cannot stop the pass, you keep on throwing it on them until they do stop it. Period. You run a play until they stop it.
Dude,
that's what you do.
Fumbling on the 1 yard line has nothing to do with analytics. Nothing at all. I'm just saying they found a way to screw the pooch every which. Okay, you continually putting the player back in there is a coaching decision. That's a fault of a coach's decision, right? You see him good incomplete there, a good incomplete pass. Cincinnati Bengals needed that, but it was a drop. I'll tell you, if you want to keep this game close, you're going to have mental mistakes and errors by the Chiefs.
They go with a first down run to McKinnon, 7 yards. If you're gonna be able to run the ball 7, 8, 9 yards on first down, the other team has no shot of beating you. If you can't stop the run, you cannot win in the NFL. You cannot. It opens up your whole playbook.
Well, I mean, ideal scenario, Bengals have to go ahead and stop this Kansas City Chiefs team and force them to take a field goal attempt here.
That's a hold.
I know.
No call. He tackled. He absolutely
not a
tackled.
hold. It's a chop. And watch again. It's not a hold by the left tackle. The DN comes off too low. He chops his hands down as he's trying to reach and engage, and the guy just flattens him. You got to have better ball. You got to have better balance there as a right end. Simple as that. He didn't tackle him. He just flattened because the guy was in shit position. I mean, like, simple as that. You get a good start, but you're so freaking low. Boop. He just goes ahead and chops him right down.
Okay.
He doesn't have to hold. All he does is lay on him because the guy was in such shit position body-wise.
But,
so now it's 1st and 10.
Long
and
story short,
3.
Once again, they can't stop them.
Yes, they do need to stop. They need to stop. My goodness. Oh, God. You look at this. You've got, and this is zone, right? You've got the line. You've got Tyreek Hill. He looks like he's drawing a bit. Tyreek Hill enters the zone of the Mike linebacker. I mean, he's just way too quick in order to contain that.
You remember last week when Tyreek Hill gives the peace sign running by Buffalo before he scores a touchdown, which should be a penalty, by the way. No penalty call, of course. Particularly after the Tampa game where they flagged everything as taunting, but he did get fined for doing that. Well, that tells me, guess what? It was a penalty.
They're not consistent. Well, here's the thing. The Buffalo Bills they came out and scored on that next drive anyway, so it didn't really matter too much. I mean, thankfully had no impact on the game, right? If Buffalo didn't have enough time on the clock to score when they had less than 2 minutes, then I'd be complaining about it. But
if you get a penalty, you don't get that 75-yard touchdown.
No. The penalty gets enforced on the kickoff.
Not if it's during the play, it doesn't. That's not a post-possession foul. He did it in the field of play as he's running down the field.
Okay. Do you think it would have stopped them from scoring a touchdown? You just said last.
I don't know, but here's the thing: they wouldn't have scored in one play 75 yards.
You just sound like you're bitching about the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm just saying.
I want to chill on that a bit.
I don't like when certain teams get preferential calls.
Okay, sure. Here it goes. Can they come up with a sack? I mean, Mahomes is scrambling back there.
That's a block in the back, no call, and he throws it, touchdown. No.
Okay. You keep saying that shit every single play. You think there's a penalty. When a defensive player turns his back,
you can't hit him in the back. You can't hit a guy in the back.
You're driving.
Are you allowed to block in the back?
You're driving me nuts.
Are you allowed to block in the back?
Show me where the block in the back is on this. That's not a block.
That's it right there.
That's not a block in the back.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
He absolutely hit him in the back.
Don't let your rooting interest go.
I'm just telling you. He hit him in the back. How can you say you didn't hit him in the back there? How can you say that? He hit him in the back.
What part of they're not going to call anything this game did you not grasp?
See, that's not what you said. He hit him in the back. That's a penalty.
He hit him on the side. It was close. Unless it's something egregious, they're not calling anything today, dude.
Okay. So you're saying no penalties today? Okay, that's fine.
I'm just telling you that's what you're going to expect. So you're not going to see a single penalty call thrown unless there's something egregious, right? You might get out of the first half without a penalty unless it's a pre-snap or a full start or an illegal formation. I don't think they're calling anything today, man. Simple as that.
Okay, well,
wrong, or different. That's what you need to expect.
That benefits Kansas City, without a doubt. That benefits Kansas City. It means that their defensive backs are able to hold. And, if you're able to hold a wide receiver down the field, that negates their big play opportunities. That's all I'm saying.
Josh H says, Chiefs and the Bills, AFC Championship game pretty much. I don't think the Bengals can keep up.
No, they can't. They could have, but their defense isn't good enough. If they didn't score touchdowns every drive, they had no shot. Done.
Shark Sports Card says here, Rams are not that good. They had an easy schedule, I believe you meant to say this year. I'm telling you, the Rams are, when you look at, they're so damn good. I'm sorry. Look at the D line. Look at the pressure they get. The corners are pretty good. And
they Rams have no shot of beating Kansas City either. None.
The Rams, I'm telling you, the favorites to win the Super Bowl.
I guarantee you they will not be the favorites.
They will beat the San Francisco 49ers today.
And you think they'll be favorites over Kansas City?
For certain. They should be.
Okay.
And I don't care if they're not. They're still beating Kansas City.
You can say whatever you want about the Rams winning today. They've lost 6 games in a row to San Francisco.
Don't care.
Okay.
If Sean McVay gets out of his own way and doesn't do something hideously stupid, the Rams will win. Simple as that.
Okay. I think the 49ers are winning today because Sean McVay, they went up big the last time they played him. Then he gets ultra conservative. I mean,
well, I was about to say, right? You can't if coach gets out of the way, that team is the most talented team in the NFL. You cannot convince me otherwise.
So you're expecting them to change the way that they've played all year? Not going to happen.
And
you're right. Jimmy Garoppolo sucks.
Jimmy G is awful. I mean, that 49ers defense is good. I'm just saying, though, you're going to start to see it as injuries start to pick up. That D-line of the Rams is going to be too overpowering. You say, you got to get pressure on Mahomes. That D-line of the Rams will get pressure on Mahomes. I promise you they will. Promise you they will. Absolutely guarantee it.
Okay, we'll see.
This what do you mean we'll see? I'm telling you, that team.
We'll see. Because if you're not calling blocks in the backs in the AFC Championship game, why would you call them a Super Bowl?
Their defense.
If you don't call penalties,
this is why the penalties and lack of penalties don't really concern me that much, because it happens across the league on every play, because officials can't throw a flag on every damn play because a lot of players on every play commit infractions. It just happens. It's the sad truth of the game.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just interested to see if they call any penalties on Cincinnati.
Okay, they have called no penalties yet in the game, and we're about we've got about 14 or how many minutes do we have left here in the second quarter? 11 minutes left in the second quarter? 12 minutes left in the second quarter?
Yeah.
Don't expect many penalty calls this game. Whether right, wrong, or indifferent, the refs are going to have their hands in the pocket. Just simple as that.
But I will say, for Cincinnati fans, it looks like the dark times are over for you.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you, Cincy, I mean, you've got Joe Burrow, again, if he continues to grow and he builds off of what we've seen here in the second half of this year, you're in for a real treat. The weapons they have are fantastic. Oh, that bastard Roger Goodell.
Believe me, he knows believe me, they want Mahomes in Super Bowls. Absolutely, they want him in Super Bowls.
Well, yeah, of course they do. He's the face of the league. They want a whole bunch of these young guys in the Super Bowl. They want guys like, holy shit.
Like I said, they can't do anything.
Well, here's the thing, right? You've got a screen, but it was good. You talk about good control and a good job. I mean, Kansas City sniffs it out from the get-go.
They know what's coming. I keep telling you that. They know exactly what's coming. Look at them. They know exactly what's coming.
Here's the thing. Once you see, it is a good job. It's a good job by the defensive lineman, right? Once you see, hold on, there's a lot of different players right here in Burrow's face. I'm going to drop back and I'm going to go ahead and try to get big and try to stop the pass. He doesn't see the running back, but he assumes there's one behind him. That's a good job by the D lineman.
Okay. I mean, Kansas City's defense blows. They blow. I'm telling you, their defense is one of the worst in the league.
Okay. And here we go. Joe Mixon picks up enough for the first down.
Like I said, they're one of the worst, but they know it's coming. They're one of the worst defenses in the league. They were 27th in the league in defense.
They know
27th.
So let me ask you, do you think they just have every single play ahead of time? They're like, okay.
I think they know formations. I think they know their formations. They studied the last game, and they know exactly what they're doing. That's
a good job on the power. He opens up the hole, and again, good job by the pole, and it's a good job. I mean, the hole opens up. It's a good play.
Yeah,
their offensive lineman beat their defensive lineman. Simple as that.
Yeah, the pulling tackle knew what he was doing, and he put the hat on the linebacker. That's what sprung that play.
I'm just saying, Grumpy, the game is okay. Here go Jamar Chase, right? And this is what you got to do. You got to start getting the ball into the hands of your playmakers. Jamar Chase hasn't received. I don't think he's caught a ball yet today. And there's some shit talking going back and forth.
He did catch one. He did catch one on the first drive.
Okay, I'm sorry. He caught that. Was it like the 1 or 2 yard reception? But I mean, for the most part, he's been held pretty quiet.
Because he had 236 yards against them last time they played. So what are you going to make sure he doesn't beat you? Make somebody else beat you. He had 3 touchdowns, 11 catches on 12 targets, 246 yards. Mm-hmm. So don't let him beat you. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Bracket him, hold him all the way down the field. They're not going to call it, obviously. So there you go.
I tell you, you're not going to see many calls today. Josh H saying here, the Lambs will not beat the Niners. The Niners are just more physical.
Most physical teams usually win.
Oh, God. See, no need to cut that one back. Just keep running that play side. He's trying to look for the cutback, and he unfortunately cuts off about 3-4 more yards he could have gained. Just get to the outside edge.
Their offensive line sucks. That's the problem. That's the issue with Cincinnati. Their offensive line is abysmal.
Joe Mixon has 40 or 52 of the yards. That's offense.
You can't dial it up any better than that if you're Kansas City. Joe Mixon is not going to beat us. That's what they're saying. Joe Mixon, there's no way he beats us.
Yeah. Well, here's 3rd and 6. Oh, Jesus Christ. You got to get the ball better there, Burrow.
Okay, he had pressure on him. The guy was reached in as he was throwing the ball.
Okay, you got pressure on him.
Okay.
You still got to make a catchable throw, buddy. Come on.
Okay, the guy gets his hand on his arm as he's throwing.
Watch. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. It's just a shitty pass. He tries to contort his body, step up into the pocket, hit the damn open receiver. Doesn't step up, cement feet Burrows. Step up into the pocket, open. You had the damn pocket open. Step up into it, step into your throw. Simple as that. I mean, right? You talk about taking next steps as quarterbacks. Do you see Brady do shit like that? Do you see Mahomes? No, step up in the open spot in the pocket, hit your guy. You weren't rushed. You had a chance to step up. You had time. I mean, right? You talk about how drives are ended. Plays like that. I need to see Joe Burrow do better than that.
They're not beating Kansas City. I don't care what they. I don't care if you roll out.
Kansas City's defense is shitty. You say Kansas City's defense not great. You are a lot of open space in the pocket. You don't take it, and instead you try to contort your body and make a throw with a guy on you instead of stepping up into the open spot. That's quarterback.
Okay, you want to blame quarterback?
No, he's a great quarterback. I'm just saying it's not great offensive line. They're not a good offensive line unit. I'm just saying, right, when you're the star player, I need to see you elevate your game. He's a fantastic clutch player. I just need to see you do things like that, right? I can't see you saying, "Oh, okay, we're just going to go ahead and try to contort our body."
If he's got pressure within a second and a half every single snap, he's not going to have time for that. The fact that they have to resort to dump offs is because they can't stop anybody coming in. They're out of their offense. I told you that. They're a big play offense. They're playing dink and dunk down the field. That's what they're doing because they can't keep him up. He got sacked 9 times last week. 9 times he got sacked last week.
He's faced pressure, but has he been sacked?
He got sacked 9 times last week.
Has he been sacked today yet?
No, because he's throwing everything's a dink and dunk pass. So they're not running their offense because they can't protect. I mean, it's so obvious to me. I don't see why you don't get it.
Shark Sports Card. San Francisco is about the defense. Jimmy Garoppolo has 0 passing touchdowns this playoffs and has beat the number 1 scoring team and the number 1 seed. I was about to say, I always believe this. If San Francisco had a quarterback, that team would be fantastic. No ifs, ands, and a can of nuts. But come on, I mean, Jimmy G's just bad.
He has thrown 2 interceptions though. His team just seemed to win. I think San Francisco is going to beat the Rams today. I really do.
Really?
Yep. Okay. I think they're just. I just think they're too physical for them.
If they're not ahead of the chains, I'll put it like this: if San Francisco can get ahead in the chains to where it's 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, I think San Francisco sits in the driver's seat. If you're going to have 3rd and 7s, 3rd and 8s, cross this one up as an automatic loss for San Francisco. Anytime you're going to, number one, have to rely upon Jimmy Garoppolo to pass the football to win, and you're going to have that Rams defensive line coming at you, they're done. Trent Williams, is he playing today too? I remember he didn't practice on Wednesday. I mean, if Trent Williams not in the game, might as well just chalk this up as an automatic loss.
He was out last week's game. So, whatever you want to say, they beat Green Bay in Green Bay. They're the more physical.
As questionable. He's adamant on trying to play, though.
Okay. You realize the Rams had them down 17-0 in the second quarter 4 weeks ago, and they wound up losing that game. You do realize that, right?
I am aware.
Okay.
Yes.
In Los Angeles.
I am aware.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Then they've beaten them 6 times in a row.
Josh H. saying here, the Niners run the ball. They play old school football. Here it is, right? You hear it here first. Rams win tonight. No doubt in my mind. Okay. No doubt. No doubt. I've never been so confident about something before in my life. No doubt. Josh H. so saying Niners run the football. For certain they do, right? If they get ahead in the chains where it's 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, they sit in the driver's seat. That's how they have to win this game. Anything 3rd, medium, 3rd and long, 49ers don't have a shot. Shark Sports Card says, go look at the Rams they played this year. It's ugly. Yep. I'm aware. See,
there he is right there. They just showed it. He's at the 10-yard line putting the fingers up. Bam. Flag him. The play goes back. It's not post play. It's during play. That's what they should have done.
Neutral zone infraction. Free play for Kansas City. And, thank God he doesn't make that catch.
Why did he not go for that ball?
When you're extended and you're running downfield like that, it's a lot easier said than done. That's all I'm going to say.
That ball was up in the air forever. Why did not wide receiver go for that?
They're looking here at Joe Burrow. Man, I tell you, don't kind of like what I'm seeing on the sidelines from him.
He's looking at the thing, trying to figure out.
Trust me, I get it. I want to see, you know what I mean? He's known to be a fantastic leader. I like to see, like you look at different guys around the league, like your Brady. Again, I'm not trying to compare him to Brady, but you look at the guys around the league, you know what I mean? They have not had a good start. The offense hasn't looked very cohesive at times. They've had one drive and that's it, right? You need to start firing the boys up. Simple as that. Most passing touchdowns in conference games. Well, it's safe to assume, if Mahomes can stay healthy, right, he'll probably take that over.
Well, here's the thing. Mahomes, his contract kicks in next year. So that's a $28 million against the cap that, here's the thing. You have to make hay when you're in rookie deals, because if you don't, as soon as the quarterback starts getting paid, it means that everybody else doesn't get paid. That's what does in all these teams. And the level of success goes down because you cannot sustain that when your quarterback gets paid so much.
Nice completion of Travis Kelce. Ooh.
Like I said, no shot.
I mean, Travis Kelce was double covered right there by Eli Apple, and I can't remember who else the other one was, but he was double covered. I mean, he was covered, but he still finds a way. Yeah, you're talking about his the cap hit increases by about 11 million next year. Right now, this year is a 35 million.
No, it goes up 28 million next year, not 11, 28. It goes from 8 to 35, or 9 to 35.
He's 35 right now, goes to 46.
He's not 35 right now. He's not. Next year is when his cap hit clicks in. Next year, 2022.
Okay, I'll show you again just for your purposes, Grump, and zoom in because I'm looking right at it. Currently, this year in 2022.
This is 2021. This is the 2021 season. You're aware of that, right?
It goes from 7 to 35. Okay, it's already in 20. Okay, gotcha. It has 2022 highlighted.
That's right, because it's next year, right?
Gotcha. You'll be live in there 7 and 35. I mean, like towards the tail end, you're going to see cap increase, but you're right. It's going to be tough, though. I mean, they're going to have him through the prime of his career. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely. He signed a 10-year deal. And here's the thing. They're going to be able to restructure that. I don't think they can do it next year. I think you have to play a year under the deal before you can do a restructure. But they'll be able to restructure. But here's the thing. Are you able to get the Tyreek Hills in the 3rd round, the Travis Kelce's in whatever round he was drafted? That's the thing. And keeping the offensive line, right? That's the key, is keeping your offensive line. Cree Humphrey was a really good draft pick for them in the 2nd round last year, solidified the center position for Kansas City, and it's helped.
Yeah, well, they're moving the ball right downfield. You look at Kansas City's got 202 yards of offense compared to Cincinnati's 83. I mean, you've got to bend, don't break here on this drive. Missed tackle at the line of scrimmage, and how
missed tackles. That's what Clyde Edwards-Helaire does.
Look at him fighting for those yards, and look at that weak, sorry ass defense not putting forth effort. I mean,
it's not like I didn't tell you this.
You talk about the want. Clyde Edwards-Helaire by himself, Clyde Edwards-Helaire with an offensive lineman just drove 3 or 4 would-be tacklers trying to game tackle the running back down. Look at this shit. 3 of them, 4. Okay, they're still just getting pushed around. Oh, somebody else is going to take care of it. Okay, somebody else is going to take care of it.
You got the 24. You got the little defensive back on the top, or the linebacker, little light linebacker. But like I said, this game was over as soon as they went 3 and out. It was over.
Fair enough.
You can tell.
It's 2nd and 6 now. They're not getting any pressure on Mahomes. But here's the thing: at least they're keeping him in the pocket. You need something to happen. You need a player mistake by someone that's not named Patrick Mahomes. I just don't think Mahomes is going to be making any mistakes. He just historically doesn't in the playoffs at Arrowhead. You need a fumble. You need an interception bouncing off of somebody's hands. You need somebody else on this Kansas City Chiefs offense to make a mistake that gives the Bengals defense a jolt of life.
Has he ever played a road playoff game?
It's actually a good question. I'll look that up. Give me a sec.
I mean, I don't know if he has. I mean, it helps when you're playing at home too in these situations.
Yeah, no, he's never played a road playoff game.
Well, there you go. So that, things are, nice missed tackle.
Jesus Christ. That's the thing, right? How many more missed tackles can the defense have? It's only a matter of time before they start bitching at each other.
Is shitty. Their defense is crappy. It was their offense that led them to win division this year.
I'm sorry. He has both neutral site games. So against the 49ers when they won, you look at his numbers in the Super Bowl, they haven't been great.
They're not good. They're not good.
In those neutral site games. I mean, you look even back when they played Tampa. Wow, I forgot that Tampa game in 2020 was just a rout. Yeah. That's a substantial one. But I mean, they're knocking on the doorstep. It's 1st and goal. There's 5 minutes left here at the end of the 2nd quarter, and it's only a matter of time. Mahomes gets
wide open touchdown. There you go.
Yeah.
Like I said, this game was over immediately. For Cincinnati to have any chance, they had to come out guns blazing, throw the ball down the field. They wanted to play conservative ticky-tack. That's not the way they play. So they're going against what they do best. And there you go. and they're incapable of stopping Kansas City.
Tony G saying, as a former O lineman, you should be appalled, TJ.
That's right. That's
What
right.
can I say? Happens. And then Brian B says, horrible game. Bengals are finished. The Rams will win, though, tonight.
I don't think so.
I agree.
I just don't think so. I think the 49ers are super talented, but they don't have a quarterback. That's their biggest issue. If Jimmy G doesn't commit turnovers, they usually win.
Can Jimmy G do that on third and long situations? I mean, like, what are you going to do? You're going to run the ball every single time? You're going to go run, pass? If it's third, we run on the first 2 downs, hopefully we pick up enough rushing yards, and then we can go ahead and run on the third down so we can keep. I mean, like, right, it comes down to, can we minimize how many times Jimmy Garoppolo touches the football? It sucks, right? Because Deebo Samuel's a fantastic wide receiver. Brandon Ayuk's a fantastic wide receiver. George Kittle's a fantastic tight end. They have weapons, but Jimmy G's just so miserable. He's atrocious.
They have Deebo Samuel, Elijah Mitchell, and George Kittle. Johnson's been doing a nice job at the wide receiver spot. Ayuk is stepping up a little bit. I think you undervalue just how good they are and how tough they are to play.
I literally just listed all those players off that you just reiterated. All I'm saying is Jimmy G's the one who's distributing the football. And I said, it's unfortunate, Grumpy. If you
I don't think you actually mentioned all their names. I don't think you actually mentioned all their names.
Okay, gotcha. Well, we're at commercial.
I just wanted to let you know all the players. It's just they don't have just one or two guys. They have quite a few.
I listed.
Here's the thing.
I listed 3 receiving threats, and I said it's unfortunate Jimmy Garoppolo is the quarterback. Grumpy, if we paid attention, we can get it. But let's look. I said we're at commercial. Let's see if we can get through a few of these comments. Nick O. Grumpy says it's so obvious they want Kansas City in the final. Yeah, I'm not putting a tinfoil hat on just quite now.
You're right, Nick O.
It's way better. Kansas City's a way better team. So, Brian B says the Niners don't stand a chance. Grumpy, I agree. Niners don't stand a chance.
They've said that 6 games in a row.
That's true.
Right. True. The Rams have been really, really good for the last 3 years. Really good.
Yep. And every time they lose, there's one common theme: McVay getting in his own way.
McVay gets out coached in those big games.
Yep. And will he finally go ahead and flip the switch? Well, what is not even that he's been out coached. He just finds a way to do anything he can to lose. That's the biggest thing with Sean McVay. I mean, like, think about it, right? You talk about the phone, and I'll bring up certain microcosms that kind of elaborate on my point, right? You've got Akers, who fumbles the ball on the 1 yard line going in at the end of the first half, right? That stops you from going up 3 or additional 3 if you have to kick a field goal, or an additional 7. Let's say you're able to score the touchdown that drive. They still have him out there, and they're still utilizing him. And Collinsworth is out there saying, "Oh, this is a great job." He knows he's going to have Cam Akers hard work if they want to go ahead and win. Cam Akers fumbles the football again, and you think to yourself, Collinsworth, just jam your foot in your mouth, buddy. Because guess what? When players are not performing, simple as that, in a big game, need to find their ass on the bench. Simple.
Doesn't that speak to the lack of mental toughness from the Rams? That they can get up big and they want to lose in those games.
Where does lack of mental toughness come from? Comes from head down.
Yeah, I'm not
saying it doesn't come from the players, it comes from the coach.
But, I mean, you're just dismissing the 49ers. They are mentally tough.
I'm okay, here's the thing. I think talent-wise, the Rams are the best team on the field.
And you want to hear something else? If it wasn't for Jimmy Garoppolo, Kansas City wouldn't even have won that first Super Bowl.
Yeah, well,
they had a 10-point lead with 6.5 minutes to go and managed to lose because Garoppolo shit the bed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't disagree, but let's see here. They're highlighting Jamar Chase. They're jamming him at the line of scrimmage, and they're putting safety help over top. They're saying Jamar Chase is not going to beat us. They obviously made adjustments. Let's see what this Bengals team will do. I mean, you need to score a touchdown here before the end of this half, and you've got to make some adjustments at halftime. You cannot continue hemorrhaging.
This game's over. They're just hoping to keep it under 50.
There's Jamar Chase with another little catch, picks up a few yards. Joe Burrow steps into it, gets hit as he throws. Josh H saying here, Stafford has thrown 4 total picks versus the Niners this year. That D-line gets to him.
Yeah. You have any good – I always laughed when they always said, Brady, you stop Tom Brady, get pressure in his face. There's no quarterback who likes pressure in his face. Not just Tom Brady, any quarterback. They all react the same way. You get it wasn't 246, it was 266 yards. But he's got 8 today. So
Yeah,
A long
I'm
way to
just
go to
saying,
match that total.
they kept them pretty much under wraps.
Again,
Jesus
the run.
Christ.
Well, I don't get it. I don't understand. Dude, this
See,
game has gotten away from you.
that's not what you need to be doing right there. That's you talk about poor play calling.
They're
That's
all
poor
the
play calling.
same, though. They're all the same. They have their first 25 plays, right? Everything's drawn up first 25 plays, and they don't deviate from it. Well, the game's over, bro. You're going to have to deviate from your game plan, Zach Taylor. Sorry.
Here's the thing. I'm going for it on fourth down. If
Why?
it's 4th and 1,
So they put up another touchdown before the end?
you know, what are you going to do? You're going to punt the ball. You're going to punt the football, and they're going to still march down the field. They have 2 timeouts left and time on the board. I mean, they've moved the ball. They haven't been stopped really at all this game. They haven't punted once.
They're not going to punt today.
Go for it.
I don't think they're going to punt today.
Make it 4th and manageable. Make it 4th and short and go for it. Well, he picks up enough of the first down anyway. Good reception. I think who is that? T. Higgins on the reception. Now, T. Higgins is another one of those guys that is just a criminal offender of dropping passes left and right, but he comes up with a big catch there too. Contested catch too.
Not contested, but still.
He gets hit as he's in the air.
Contested means you're battling the guy as the ball gets there. But here's the thing. Kansas City,
his first catches today.
Kansas City is ecstatic how this first half, not just because of the score, because everything's underneath. Every single pass they do is underneath because their offensive line can't pass block enough for their wide receivers to do what they normally do. Period. That's the story of this game.
Jesus Christ. See how everything's a screen? Right here we have a tight end screen. I don't get that.
Because they can't keep Kansas City out of the backfield.
Sniffing. I get it, right? They're putting pressure on you. Kansas City, though, is sniffing out the screens all over the place.
They know what's coming. They know what's coming.
They don't. Okay. Stop saying that. They don't know what's coming, Grump. You have no freaking idea what goes on the field. It's not like oh yeah, here we go.
Okay. Go ahead, everyone else stood at the line except for the corner blitz. Okay. They don't know. Okay. I'm just saying.
When you have a run block and you have a guy, a lot of times they read the block. So, I mean, so what happens is they're not disengaging, trying to get up the field. They're trying to read the block. That's what that was right there, man. It's not they know what they're coming. They're reading the block.
Or the lack of a block.
Okay. No, he held. Stop. It was a screen. He wasn't able to disengage. T. Higgins maybe finally getting involved. He picks up a big first down here for the Bengals. They look like hopefully they're able to establish a little bit of movement. Ooh.
Their offensive line is horrid.
Yeah, they're bad. Horrid. They're bad. No doubt about it. Josh H. saying Trent Williams did not play versus the Rams in week 18. The Niners still won. I'm still not concerned. Cincy's O-line's killing them. For certain it is. They're
horrible. 9 sacks they gave up last week. Why do you think they're doing that this week? Why do you think everything's dink and dunk? Because they can't pass protect. They were brutally exposed last week, so they tried to rectify. So now they're changing what they do. Oh my gosh! Okay,
2-minute warning. You get 3. You got 3 timeouts left. You've got the ball in Kansas. You can't come away with a field goal. Simple. You've got to come away with a touchdown. Simple as that.
They're outmatched. They're outmatched. They're nowhere. I'm telling you, last week's AFC divisional game was the Super Bowl. Period. If Buffalo was in this situation, you would have seen the same thing today. Those 2 teams are head and shoulders better than everybody else.
Fair enough, Grump. Fair enough.
If Tampa Bay was in it, they would have had a chance just because of Brady. But with all the injuries, they weren't winning either. The Rams, they're a paper tiger. 49ers.
I'm telling you.
49ers going to be a tough game for Kansas City. You watch.
Rams are better than you think, Grumpy. Warzone Senior Citizen says, it's 66 degrees here in Florida. Hope you Billy Yankees stay warm. Oh, man. And then Tony Cheese says, I just shoveled 22 inches of snow, Warzone. It's miserable. You know, shoveling snow is the #1 leading cause, I think, for heart attacks.
It's for older people like you, TJ, not youngsters like me.
Is that what it is, huh,
Well, the reason is, right? Why? Because usually
you feel cool. You can oh, man, I'm Superman. I can keep going. And you just start shoveling and shoveling and shoveling.
No, that's not the reason. Because it's cool. No, it's because usually older people are not physically active as they were when they were younger, and they do that physical activity and it leads to a heart attack.
And when you're out there shoveling snow, you feel like you can do more because when you get hot and overheated, you just take a shirt off. Yes.
Again with the taking the shirt off. Dude, there's nothing with taking shirt offs. If you don't do physical activity, then you really exert yourself, it could lead to heart attack. There's nothing to do with temperature. I hate to tell you.
Drill says, how does it feel, Eli Apple? Don't ever run your mouth again, you bust. I wish I wasn't able to find out what specifically he said, Drew, but if you link it to me, I'll pull it up. David O'Brien says, was the coin toss head or tails?
It was Kansas City. So Kansas City deferred. They get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah. So it's a must-score touchdown here for the Cincinnati Bengals if they want to stay in this. It's absolute must.
It's over. It's over. They're not good enough. Their offensive line is abysmal. They're ahead of schedule, though.
I think they're definitely ahead of schedule.
If you're a Cincinnati fan, did you really expect to go to the Super Bowl?
You're playing with house money.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought actually that would give them the benefit, maybe a chance if they come out just saying, we're just going for it. What the heck, we're playing with house money, but they didn't. They came out real conservative, and you're not going to beat Kansas City. I just like how this is big news in Kansas City. Everyone's standing up. I don't think anybody sat down.
Well, I mean, you look at all those games. When I go to a sporting event, I like to sit down. Just me, Jesus Christ! And here, look at this. I'm telling you, I don't get the sweep. I don't get that. I don't get that play call. Not at all. Oh,
Kansas City can't. I'll tell you what. Kansas City will struggle against 49ers in the Super Bowl. They will.
I'm telling you, they're going to be facing off against the Rams, Grump.
Okay.
Phil Simms over there, and Bill Cowher, and Jimmy Johnson. Look at all those old.
Nate Burleson, James Brown.
All right, I'll take a look at it, Drew L. Tyler S. says here, the only two things that take my shirt off, the cook bacon and shovel snow. I told you, shoveling snow, Grumpy. I told you.
I don't tell you what, he doesn't take his shirt off to shovel snow. And he doesn't do it to cook bacon either.
Ooh, hits him on a little bit of a look at this out of the backfield. Bernard picks up, or is that P.
His
Ryan?
name is P. Ryan.
P. Ryan. I'm sorry. Sam P. Is that Sam P. Ryan or what P. Ryan is that? Sam J. P. Or Sam J. P. Ryan picks up the touchdown. Look at that. That's a broken play. That's a broken play there for. You look at the defensive coverage. God Almighty, they weren't expecting that. Ooh, nice one. He makes a man miss. Look at the blocking downfield by Jamar Chase.
Number 79 made his first block of the season today.
Let's talk about Jamar Chase. It's really easy for those prima donna wide receivers to give up and not continue blocking downfield. Nice that's commitment to team success. I do like to see stuff like that. That type of, especially out of a wideout, nothing gets you more excited. Especially as an alignment when you see a wideout fighting just as hard as you do every single play. So. Yeah. Good thing. Tony Cheese saying go for two.
No.
Too early yet. I'll take down by 11. I guess Tony Cheese says down by 10.
They're going to be down by 100. I'm sorry, they just don't match up.
Ugh. I don't know, Grump.
They're going to have that new Jack Reacher. Remember Jack Reacher, the movie Jack Reacher?
No, I don't watch these movies. I don't do that stuff.
Tom Cruise, Jack Reacher. You never saw those movies?
Mm-hmm.
No, never saw them.
Never did.
Holy crap. Okay. Well, the Amazon Prime is coming out with Reacher, which is based on the Jack Reacher books. And the character is actually, he's not Tom Cruise, but he's more along the lines of what was described as his character in the book.
Who gives a shit? Don't even know what the hell you're talking about. It's like
I just saw a commercial. That's all.
Okay. Well, I've got it pulled up here, the shit talking that Eli Apple's doing. Eli Apple must have been on a personal vendetta. This is since last Sunday, 10 o'clock. It wasn't enough that they won their round and that we're going to the AFC Championship game. That wasn't enough. He had to go on Twitter and battle out. He says, I don't know which fan base I hate more. Probably the Saints, but it was close with the Giants. It's a toss-up. Both teams that he used to play for. He used to play for the Giants, then was traded to the Saints, and then played, and then he left after the Saints. But I love that, right? Two teams he used to play for. He's talking shit here. He said, the feeling's mutual. What a waste of a draft pick. When's the Giants playoff game start? Eli Apple freaking blows. I mean, come on. Giants reporters hate me more, too. I think you're right. God almighty. I don't get why people try to fight it out.
New Orleans is the dirtiest, smelliest city and has the worst food ever. It's that swine and crawfish that's killing your brains. What do you say about Kansas City, though?
I don't know. There's a few of them, Grump, so I'm just scrolling through.
That shit's nasty as hell. I see why they'd be mad all day.
Y'all foul for making moms deactivate her Twitter. I don't even know. I mean, like easily by Bengals got the best fan base, easily by far the most loyal and knowledgeable.
Until he gets cut from there.
Until he gets cut by him. I don't know. So maybe he was just talking shit to Giants fans and Saints fans. Okay, it wasn't anybody that was a Chiefs fan, but he was talking shit to other fan bases out there. Here's the thing. Like, I've always kind of been shocked. Dude, freaking focus on the game at hand. Put Twitter down. It wasn't like you were responding to somebody. This is just an unprovoked Twitter thought. He's like, this is 10:51 Eastern Standard Time. Let me just go ahead and think about what's really on my mind. Not that we are advancing to the AFC Championship game, that I have some thoughts about.
Please don't tell me they're going for an onside kick here. Okay.
No.
Just look at the formation, man. It looked like a lot of guys bunched up.
They're zooming in on P. Ryan again. You're like, oh, goodness gracious.
You know what? This is what they should have done, and Buffalo should have done last week. Cincinnati knows how to do it. Just squib it down there. Run clock.
Tony Cheese said, do I smell a Lee Child halftime show? What is that?
He's the guy who writes the Jack Reacher novels.
God almighty. God.
Dude, I can't believe you've never seen Jack Reacher.
I can't waste my time with that stuff, Grump.
I can't believe you've never seen Jack. Man, Tom Cruise, that first one was spectacular. It was so good, particularly the beginning. The end was a little, okay, but the beginning, hilarious. And they're based on the Lee Child's books about Jack Reacher.
Wow. Patrick Mahomes, 13 for 14 today.
Yep.
Oh, see, this is what I mean, right? You're going to have mistakes by Kansas City players. I mean, Hardman drops the ball right into his hands. Wouldn't have been enough for a first down, but drops a very catchable ball right in his hands. You have to have mistakes made by, wide receivers, tight ends, running backs on the Kansas City team. I don't think you're going to see many mistakes out of Mahomes today.
No, not against this defense. No pressure. You don't pressure him, you never beat him.
They have scored on 17 of the last 21 possessions in postseason play.
It's
wow. Talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'll tell you one thing, Andy Reid, he's going to go down as a great coach.
He's not that great a coach.
I was about to say, he's not that great of a coach.
No.
You look at the time period with Philadelphia and all those times where he just found every way.
No pressure, none. Wide open.
My God, Tyreek Hill picks up enough. They're about in field goal range. Holy shit. I don't know. You're double covering Tyreek Hill and you still allow him a huge cushion.
Yeah, but
see, look at this.
You have CeeDee over the top.
I'm sorry. You've got Jesus Christ. You allow him to run unimpeded. And they're looking, look at this one safety. He's got his eyes in the backfield. That's his zone. You need to get some sort of hands on him at the line of scrimmage. I know it's easier said than done, but Jesus Christ.
You need to be more physical with them. It's the same thing that Buffalo did. They played back. Sorry, pressure the quarterback. You got to get pressure on quarterbacks. You let them stand back there. It's like 7-on-7 drill. Again, wide open.
That's a good solid hit by the corner, but Jesus, I tell you, another one to Tyreek Hill.
Wide open. It looks like he's dinged up a little bit.
Tyreek Hill, you think?
Yep, a little bit. Not enough to knock him out of the game, but he's coming out now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they're at a timeout. Shark Sports Card says here, I respect your devotion to the Rams, TJ. I don't have devotion to the team. I've always thought they're a fantastic team. That the composite is always, what we talked about during our last podcast, is it a woeful, underperformance for a franchise talking about the Green Bay Packers having Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers for the last 30 years, 2 Hall of Fame caliber quarterbacks for 30 years put together and only coming away with 2 Super Bowls? I think it would be underperformance and almost as egregiously as bad if the Rams with this iteration are unable to win a Super Bowl.
Well, they expect it to be as egregiously bad because they're not winning a Super Bowl. They got beat today. You can keep on pumping up the Rams. I just look at facts.
What happens? I'll tell you. I've been 3 for 4 last round in our playoff picks. What happens when again I'm right? Rams win today. I didn't think there was any chance the Bengals win, but still, I'm hoping for a close game for our sake and for the call.
You picked Tampa Bay to beat the Rams last week.
That was the game I picked wrong. I picked the Rams originally to make it to the Super Bowl. I just picked the Buccaneers because Mike, I don't want Tom Brady to win. I mean, Tyreek Hill. Jesus, look at the stiff arm. Look how many missed tackles. Jeez,
I'm telling you, their defense is bad. Their offensive line is terrible. They have 2 wide receivers, a running back, and a quarterback.
I don't understand. I know Kansas City only has 1 timeout, but Jesus Christ, you got to hurry that up to the line of scrimmage.
They did. complete.
Look how deep
I don't even.
I mean, they're just trying to say, "Oh, hopefully we can just hold them to a field goal." And now you got a Cincinnati guy down injured, and it's gonna force them to stop a clock.
Timeout. Suck it up, dude.
And his ass isn't going to even come off the field, and he's fine. He's back up there, and he's still in a huddle. Jesus Christ, that's bad. I mean, you got. Unless your limbs fall off, get your ass up and get off to the sidelines. And let them take a timeout as get closer. I mean, they just save him clock. They save him clock. They still have a timeout left. You at least have two plays, depending on what goes on. An incomplete pass and even another attempt at the end zone.
Looking at Joe Burrow's face, he knows the game's over. They know. Believe me, they know. It started as soon as the first drive happened. That was it. I called this game after the first drive. And the first running play of the Chiefs. I'm like, if you're going to let them run on that, no shot of beating them. None. They might get more conservative in the second half, Kansas City. That's probably what they'll do because they'll be up by so much they don't need to. 3 trips in the red zone, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that might stop them is just a time. There's 13 seconds left.
Kansas City did burn their final timeout. But that's going to be
Kansas City called timeout? What the hell?
And there's your flag. Like I said, just when they need it, they get the flag. Thank you.
Spot foul too, isn't it?
Of course it is.
No, they're saying offensive pass interference. Well, I don't know about that. See, that's not.
See what I mean? This is exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so now your theory of they're not going to call anything goes right out the window because right at the most opportune time, Kansas City gets that penalty call.
That's a bullshit call. But here's the thing. It's the first call they've had all game. I'm sorry. That's a bad call. And it's now 1st and goal from the 1.
So here's your touchdown to make it 28-9 at half.
Well, shit, you're really gambling because here's the thing. You don't score a touchdown. It's designed for a quick pass. And you called timeout. Oh, Bengals defense.
See, like I told you, the league knows what they're doing. They wait. Looks like they have to settle for a field goal. Nope. Not going to let that happen. Sorry. We're going to make sure this is a touchdown.
So what do you think, Grumpy? You get a big call down from the league?
They didn't call the hold on the guy who's holding the wide receiver's arm in the end zone. Didn't call it. So they had to settle for the field goal when it was 7-0. Okay? But you call this one. I'm sorry, you can't let him hold the guy's arm when he's trying to catch the ball and not throw a flag there.
He definitely held him out of his break, but both of them should be calls. Both of those should be calls.
They don't call the penalty. Kansas City is holding Cincinnati's wide receivers all game long. That is their defensive style. They don't get called for it. Been saying it for 3 years. Romo's been saying it for 3 years. If you don't believe me, that's how they play.
And he just gets the ball out. They're going to go for a field goal. So in the end,
why? I'd go for another play.
You'd go for another play and potentially run out and say, "Hey, we're only going to go up 11.5."
This game was over at the This game was over at the opening kickoff. It was over.
See, now 21 held the shit out of him right there. No call. 21 just held the hell out of that wide receiver. I don't know if you saw that, but he fell down to the ground holding on to him like a juvenile would hang on. I don't get this. It's got to be a really quick pass. It's going to Tyreek Hill to the outside. It's going to pass right to Tyreek Hill on the outside. It doesn't, and that Andy Reid is so unbelievably freaking dumb. I can't buy it. That is so unbelievably stupid by Andy Reid. I told you as soon as they started sending the guy in motion, it's going to Tyreek Hill on the outside. But of course, doesn't trust me. I see it. I know the players see it on the field too. It's designed play for him. That is such a dumb play call, and that is such a dumb decision. Now you're only up 11 when you could have been up 14. You could have scored coming out of half, and you could have taken yourself a 21-point lead. That's just a bad call.
Can
no timeout left there, Captain Genius. That should be anytime you call a timeout and don't have one, it's a penalty.
Okay. Can I just say one thing?
Go ahead.
Do you think Kansas City's going to score the first time they get the ball to start second half?
They haven't been stopped yet, except for errors, and I guess I haven't been stopped yet, except for poor clock management down towards the end. They should have come away with points on that drive. So they've come away with points, or should have come away with points every single drive so far.
Yeah, like I said, they're not going to even. They might not even have to punt today, honestly, unless they bring Chad Henne in because the game is so hot and they sit Mahomes in the fourth quarter.
Tony Cheese saying TJ doesn't waste his time with music and movies and TV shows like the rest of us. He eats his hot dogs, watches sports, and murders people, keeping their eyebrows as trophies. No,
surprising. I didn't know that about you, TJ.
I was about to say that's new. I didn't know that about me either. Tyler S saying here, you got to get hands on Tyreek Hill, knock him down at the line, and then enough for one more play, and he called it there. Shark Sports Card says we'll see about that Rams and 49ers game. I hope for, as a neutral fan, I just hope it's worth the watch, and I hope it's a close game that goes right down to the wire.
I just think that San Francisco is just too physically tough for the Rams. Rams are basically, particularly offensively, a finesse team. Teams that are more physical usually win those battles. You know that football. I mean, you played the game.
Their defense is a physical defense, though. I mean, both of those defenses are great. What did you go? Ugh.
No, my phone buzzed.
Oh, I was like, I don't know, Grump. I didn't think I said anything off the cuff. But Grumpy, do you know what time it is? It's halftime. You know what that means?
It means read the ad.
It's time to read the ad by DraftKings. 4 teams remain in the NFL playoffs, and that means only 4 teams left that you can bet on at DraftKings Sportsbook, which is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Counting down to Super Bowl 56, new customers can get 56-1 odds on any team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer? You can still experience the conference championships with same-game parlays. Combined multiple bets from the same team for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. And best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the promo code THPN and get 56-1 odds on any NFL team. Bet just $5 and win $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's promo code THPN for 56-1 odds at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. You must be 21 years or older in New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum of a $5 deposit and a $1 wager is required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
TJ, you are getting so much better at reading that ad. It only took you like a year and a half to kind of get it down. Nice.
Well, they give me new ones every week now. So it's like the first few times I read it, kind of rocky. Once I've been reading it for 4 or 5 times a week, I'm good.
Well, yeah, but they're basically the same ad. They changed some of the particulars, but, most of the other stuff, the benefits you get and stuff like that. So.
Yes. Not a great first half for the Cincinnati Bengals. The defense.
I think I think that's an understatement, to be honest with you.
I'm just saying it's not. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It has not been a good first half for them. At least you could say this though. What type of defensive adjustments can you make? Right, you're sending about a 4-man blitz every single time. I'm not advising you to sacrifice coverage, but
I'm looking at some of these highlights. Joe Burrow is under distress immediately. As soon as the ball is snapped, you want to say, well, he's got pressure on him. The ball snapped and they're on top of him. Their offensive line is so bad. Yes. I don't care what you do. Ooh. If I'm them, I'm drafting, I don't know how many picks they have, 5, 6 picks. I'm drafting 6 offensive linemen. Just throw bodies at the problem because it's bad. They're bad. Offensive line wise.
They're talking right now about Jamar Chase and how different it was between week 17 and today. Jamar Chase only has 2 receptions, 8 yards today, compared to the 11 receptions and like 264 yards that he had in week 17.
They get hands all over.
They're double covering every single play.
Yeah, but they also get hands on him immediately at the line. They're not playing off on him. They're not playing off coverage. They got hands on him immediately, and they're holding him, and it's not getting called.
Can we talk about what a bad play call that was? I'm sorry. I know you said still go for it. What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Didn't matter.
Andy Reid.
In a game you're going to win 45-17, it doesn't matter.
People forget this about Andy Reid. Andy Reid is an historical choker. The only thing that has cured his choking issues is Pat Mahomes.
Thank you very much. That's the difference.
The only thing that's ever cured that issue. Well, here's the thing. Sometimes the mountain and the amount of we talk about, right? The Rams, Sean McVay can't get out of his way. Andy Reid before Patrick Mahomes could never get out of his own way too. And sometimes coaches find a way to revert back and they find a way to still have issues. You wonder if that's going to be one of those plays that Andy Reid's going to be kicking himself in the ass for later on in the game if this does become more contested in the second half.
Okay. Do you remember we had the discussion? Who's more important, coaches or players?
Yes.
So have you changed your mind after that long statement you just made?
No.
Okay. Players win games, coaches lose them. Period.
Quarterbacks are ultimately important. They're the most important player. They're
Players win games.
They're the most important piece on the team. Quarterbacks are more important than a coach for certain.
So players are more important than coaches. That's
But
all
one
I've ever
player
said.
no, it's not universal. It's not ubiquitous, right? You can't say, "Oh, well, hey, this offensive lineman's more important." No, that's not how it
Usually,
works. The quarterback for certain is. The quarterback is. In hockey, it's not the case. In other sports, it's not. The quarterback is one of the rare exceptions where they're more important than every other piece of the franchise.
I've
I
never
do
seen
believe
a coach actually make any plays to win games. It's always players and execution by the players, no matter what the sport. It's always players over coach. Always.
Hmm.
You can have bad coaches that can hurt and good coaches that can put you in a better chance to succeed. But at the end of the day, players win games, coaches lose them. And here's the thing, even Andy Reid cannot lose with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. He's that good. Just like Bill Belichick.
He has lost. He has lost. They choked the game away last year against Tampa, and they looked completely unprepared.
No, here's the difference. He had the greatest quarterback and football player of all time playing against him. That's why they lost. You had Tom Brady going up against him because Tom Brady made up for all the failures of the other clown, Bruce Arians, and his joke coordinators.
Now, let me ask you this, Grump. Now, there's been conflicting reports that Tom Brady still is not. Hey, he's still not convinced that he's retired yet.
He's retired. I think he didn't want to do anything earlier in the week.
He said he was going to make an announcement. He hasn't made his decision up yet. That's verbatim what came out of his camp, I thought.
That's right. That's right. Here's the thing. He didn't want to do it yesterday before the game. He didn't want to take anything away from the game. You'll hear it this week. Before the Super Bowl, it won't be 2 weeks. It'll be this week. That's my prediction. Because he didn't want to take away anything from Championship Sunday. That's why he didn't say it. But he will say it maybe Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday.
Probably. Like to say the drama that's come out with him retiring and then saying, no, my decision's not made has taken
He didn't say anything. First of all, he didn't say anything.
His camp, whatever you want to call it.
His dad said that nothing happened. I love when the old man talks. His dad said that no decision has been made.
Okay.
And his agent said, wait till you hear from Tom. That's what they said. Matter of fact, TB12 put something out. Didn't say he was retired, but put up all his stats. And that thing got taken down immediately, the TB12 website. So, somebody's losing their job over that. But they all know that he's retiring. They all know it. I think he still wants to play. How do you walk away from the game?
Are you now trying to say that he's going to try to pull a Gronk Jr. to where he's going to request a trade and retire if he's not traded? I'll tell you, Joe Burrow. I don't like what I'm seeing out of him right now.
They're defeated. He knows.
Look at his ass hanging his freaking head. Dude, everybody else is getting out there.
They get the ball to start the second half. Here's the thing. You want to know why you're saying
Burrow
that?
seems more like a quiet leader too. So I will give him that benefit of the doubt. But I need to see him being like, let's freaking, I don't know.
He's not Brady. He's not Brady.
I'm not saying he has to be. Quarterbacks have to be a little like that, even if it's not in their personality and mantra. I need to see a little bit of it. Even Rodgers was a guy who wasn't like that originally when he came in. I need to see a little bit like that. I need to see in a situation like this. I need to see a little bit of that.
Rodgers is still not like that.
He does show moments though.
Okay, but not when he's getting beat and he's down and he knows the game's over. Brady's
down by 11.5. He doesn't think the game's over.
Really, if you've watched this game, do you think they have any shot of winning? Unless an airplane crashes into the Kansas City locker room while they're all in there, they have no shot of winning this game.
You think the airplane would? I mean, like I don't know how
they'd have to kill all the players.
It would only hit the Kansas City locker room and no play. Only the Kansas City locker room, right?
Yeah, it'd have to be like a small flight, like a one-person flight.
Oh, good gracious. Shark Sports Card saying, are you two guys related? No, we actually met doing an Islanders podcast. We met at an Islanders meetup. We did it, Islanders podcast. We've been doing the Islanders podcast now for 5 years. And we're just like, you know what? Let's just do a general sports podcast. I'm like, people didn't like us talking about general sports items on the Islanders podcast, believe it or not. So we said we need to create something a little different, a different venue to where we could just go ahead and talk sports.
Well, I could talk about Tom Brady. or I could talk about Tom Brady.
He found a way to squeeze Tom Brady into every single Islanders podcast. It's like this has got to stop. So
I respect greatness. I respect greatness.
I do too. He's the greatest that's ever played, but come on, man, not every damn podcast.
It wasn't every podcast. Somebody would bring something up.
All they do is mention Brady.
All you have to do is mention Brady, and I'm gonna jump on that. That's all.
Oh, God Almighty. Oh man. But I tell you, it's Kansas City's defense has got to play better than it has in the first half.
Cincinnati's defense.
I'm sorry, Cincinnati's defense got to be. That's right. Cincinnati's defense has to bat in the hatches. They have. I would like just to even put Mahomes behind the stick once. I mean, they've been running the ball. Doesn't matter. Has Kansas City had any negative plays running the football today? I don't think they have. Every single rush has gone for positive yards.
They haven't had a negative play, period, today. If you can't create a negative play, you're not winning games. I told you right at the beginning, I watched them being able to run the ball off tackle with McKinnon of all players.
Jarek McKinnon's not a bad running back. You keep on saying,
but he's mostly a third down back, right? He's a third down back. He's not 230 pounds or 220 pounds. He's a smaller guy. 8, 9 yards, 7 yards, 8 yards, every single first down. If you can't stop the run, you're not winning, period.
Man, oh man, I tell you, something different here. Tony Chi is saying here, Brady and Bailey get mentioned every podcast because they are on completely opposite sides of the spectrum.
True. I can't think of any two players who are so different. One is clutch, one's a leader, one's a winner, and then you got Bailey.
Ugh, I tell you.
He is the antithesis of Tom Brady.
Man, oh man, you look at this. And I think you and I were talking about the AFC and how we are really in for a treat regarding, quarterback play in the AFC going forward.
Okay, I thought we'd talk about that in our post of the later podcast, but we can talk about it now.
Well, no, we'll talk about that in the post game. That's fine. I mean, I was just looking at it. I know you and I talked about it off air, and I thought to myself, I'm like, man, I tell you, it's we talked about what was going to happen, like how all these, all the faces, the Mount Rushmore of, the NFL, all these fantastic quarterbacks were kind of on the way out. And we said, who is going to be, the new guy stepping up? And it's funny, in the matter of 2-3 years, we've seen a whole new implementation of young quarterbacks that are ready to be, the guy. Joe Burrow just looks, I don't know. I don't like the look I'm seeing from Joe Burrow on the bench, to be quite honest with you.
You're right. 100% agree.
It's not like he's played poorly, but I don't like the look. You're the leader of the team. I know you're more of a quiet and reserved guy.
If you're getting buried under an avalanche of humanity within a second of snapping the ball, it's not your day. It's not your day.
Dude, come on. You're only down by 11. For you to take the mentality of, okay, it's not our day.
Okay, you're going to be down by 18 after this drive.
And what happens if they stop them? Because here it is, right? We just had
Where's that plane? Is it going to crash on the Chiefs side of the sideline?
We just had kickoff, and now the Chiefs are going to be starting off of the ball to start the second half.
Can I just say something about Tracy Wilson? I like her as a sideline reporter. Can they put her in something that doesn't look like that?
What's wrong with that? I don't even get it. And she's just in like some gold
that shiny coat. I mean, it looks like something you wear when you're a kid, and the hat, the big floppy. I mean, I don't know.
It's probably cold as shit. It's a Kansas.
I don't care. You're a sideline reporter. Take the hat and coat off when you're doing your 10-second spot and put it back on. Evan Washburn, you see him, he always takes his stuff off, always. And then he puts it back on after. That's fine.
Well, here goes a run to McKinnon. And again, here it is, dude. The offensive line is just getting pushed. I mean, you could honestly just run the ball every single down. They pick up another 6 yards on first down. The offensive line is having their will. They're having their way. What do you mean? He's got
Look at how good he looks. He's not wearing some parka.
Hold on. He's got a
parka out there.
He's got a CBS suit over the top of it, Grumpy. He's got an insulated jacket.
Absolutely. But he looks better than she does. She looks like she just rolled out of a supermarket somewhere.
Oh,
Make her look better. Come on.
And then they pick up enough for the first down. Oh,
I
They
mean,
pick up enough for the first down. Kansas
like
City
I said,
Chiefs.
it's just
You got the zone coverage, right? And they put the wide receiver in the zone of the Mike linebacker. I mean, Pringle's going to beat that
look
Mike
at them,
linebacker.
and they're enjoying the hell out of.
He's
Look
like,
at them.
holy shit, I'm getting matched up in zone coverage against a Mike linebacker, baby. Keep feeding me that football. Wilson's never going to be able to cover me.
No.
And you just think to yourself, have we made any adjustments? Cincinnati's defense.
They don't have the talent to make any adjustments.
No. It's player personnel. You have additional safeties and corners out there. You got to change the player personnel on the field occasionally.
They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. I don't care who the hell you bring in. There you go. They actually stop something.
And they only went for a 2 or 3 yard gain. That's probably the best stop they've had against the rush so far.
That's a negative play for them. They only give up 2 or 3 yards.
Yep. And then Shark Sports Card says Brady and Bailey mentioned in the same sentence. Never thought I'd see that. Yeah. Just how different they are. I'll tell you, I'm looking forward. This evening's game is going to be fantastic. The Rams against the 49ers. And we get to watch some Islanders action too. I love it. Grumpy. We got a whole bunch. I'll be glued to the TV, and then we're going to go live right after the 49ers Rams game.
Yep.
Let's see. They can put a little bit of pressure on.
No pressure.
Let's see. Force them out of the pocket. There it is, right? Now it's going to be 3rd and 7. Good coverage downfield. They're stuck to him, like white on rice. Oh, look at Uzama. You can tell based on his knee, it's an ACL.
He got a knee job. He got a Booby Miles injury.
I like how they've changed up the way crutches are done. I mean, okay. Let's see here. I like how they changed the way he got to him before the ball did. But that's my thing, right? That shouldn't be a call in this game. He gets to him before the ball. I'm just saying, I don't have an issue with you. I don't have an issue with it.
See, here's the thing where Mahomes better. Tyreek Hill looks like he was half running, and the other guy's in full sprint and can barely keep up.
Oh, bad snap off of the ball. Let's see.
Right to him, down the field.
Drop pass. Travis Kelce drops the pass downfield.
I cannot believe
right? It's look at what I say. Mistakes had to happen, and it couldn't be Mahomes' fault because I don't think Mahomes is going to make mistakes. A bad snap off the ball. He dribbles it right. He rolls a bowling ball back to the quarterback. He throws off, and it just gets.
Can I just say something about Mahomes? His ability to make plays when and you can get away with it now because he's younger and he's still got that arm strength, but it's like he's never technically sound.
The fundamentals aren't fantastic.
Yeah.
But he just makes it work. He's got a fantastic arm.
Yes, he does.
I mean, you look at the quarterbacks in today's football have much better arms than quarterbacks in past.
Now, in the long run, do you want a quarterback like Burrow or Mahomes? And what I'm saying is pocket as opposed to running.
They both stay in the pocket.
Well, Mahomes has that escapability.
Hit though. Mahomes never takes a hit. He always slides before contact.
As you get older, you don't retain those physical skills. Is my point.
Okay, the guy's a fantastic quarterback. You know what? I would love.
You misunderstood my point. What my point is, type of a player.
I would rather take Mahomes over Josh Allen. Josh Allen takes a lot more of a physical beating. He runs the football a lot more often. I'd rather take Mahomes over Josh Allen.
I'm talking about a player who stays in the pocket as opposed to somebody who's running all the time. Because you don't keep those running.
They both stay in the pocket. That's what I'm trying to say. They both stay in the pocket. How many times does Mahomes run today? Once, twice? The guy doesn't run unless there's a wide open running lane.
Russell Wilson?
There's 20, 30 yards.
Russell Wilson used to be a guy like Mahomes, used to run quite a bit, but at the right times. He's not capable. What I'm saying is they don't last as long because you can't play that style. And I think you've seen Russell Wilson's play go downhill since his ability to run has been diminished in the last couple of years. That's all I'm saying.
I'll also say this too about Russell Wilson. That Seattle Seahawks team needs a rebuild. Pete Carroll needs to go. They're not going to get rid of him, but he's got to go. I'm telling you, he's so finished. I mean, you look at him as a coach, right? We're changing direction. We love what you've done for us. We need to acquire draft capital. We need to switch things over. Simple as that. Grump.
Well, that's not happening. Not this year.
Ooh, got a little. Oh yeah, what is that? What type of energy drink is that, Grumpy? Core Power. Hold on, that's the name of the protein drink. It's not like a I don't know. It's called Core Power.
That's the name that it's called.
I'm
not advertising for them. They're not paying me. How am I going to pump their product?
Oh man, I'm just giving you a hard time, Grumpy.
I mean, I know you eat all day. I don't have that option.
You don't have the option to eat all.
I don't have 45 hot dogs cooking or warming up in somewhere. I don't wander away and go to the bathroom and load up on food, whatever it is you do.
Oh man, oh man. Right? Cincinnati's defense. What did we say they need to do? Need to come out with a stop. And as I mentioned, at halftime, Grump, Andy Reid usually finds a way to screw things up. Andy Reid head coach teams usually find a way not to be clutch. Patrick Mahomes is absolutely clutch, and I think he has yanked Andy Reid into the bootstraps of success. But bad play call at the end of the bad play call at the end of the first half prevents you going up by 14 points. If Cincinnati drives down the field and scores a touchdown, they're only down, grumpy old man, by 4 points.
I understand. Pretty safe to assume they have to do that, though, don't you think?
Of course, you want to go ahead and move the football down the field. Look at the max protects they've got. They've got 2 tight ends, and look at that. T. Higgins finds a way to get some open space. How does that create it? Jamar Chase runs a deep route. And pulls the safety Tyrann Mathieu out of the zone, and that's when you see T. Higgins able to find that soft spot when you run the layered attack.
It was the first time all day that he's had more than a second and a half to throw the ball. That's the reason. You
want to talk about good play call, right? They run a max protect. They only run 3 guys on a route, and what they do is they run the levels, right? You've got the zone coverage, so you run Jamar Chase on that large out, and you go ahead and draw that safety off him, and it creates T. Higgins a nice soft spot in the zone coverage. I'm just saying that's a good play call. Good job on the max protect.
Here comes a run. Good job. You watch. Here comes a run. Of course.
Yeah.
I don't understand the play call. I don't understand it. I mean, yes, I know it's just the beginning of the second half, but you're not going to beat them running the ball.
Joe Mixon's been a guy who's always he's a guy who can bust off an explosive play when he finds a sliver of daylight. So I guess they still want to go ahead and keep that option open.
2nd and 9 again. If you're going to run on second down.
5 for 10, 117 yards.
Yeah. He missed the first 4. He only had 1 incompletion in his last 6. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, they got to get the ball off, delay of game. Jesus Christ!
God. How do they not? Yeah, I mean that's on quarterback. That's on quarterback.
I'm telling you, man. Delay of game. Can't be putting yourself on negative plays like that.
Well, the whole thing is maybe the coach doesn't get the play in quick enough. I don't know. But here's the thing. You got to call a timeout there, something. I mean, that's quarterback and coach.
Hold on. You would burn you talk about how important challenges are.
Now they're behind the sticks. It doesn't matter. If they don't score a touchdown this drive, game's over.
Okay? You said the game was over after the first drive when they didn't score.
I like the penalties. 3 for 24 for Cincinnati, 0 for 0 for Kansas City. There's a shock. Like I said, I'm shocked at that.
Okay, well, again, that's a self-inflicted penalty. Ooh, I'll be honest, he hits him up a little high, but it's different. The game is different. Anytime it's weird, like that's a clean hit. But now you're trained to think if a guy hits even a receiver moderately high, that could be border. And he hits helmet to helmet there. The ball's still in play. Look at the contact. That's right on the helmet. Yeah. That's a penalty.
Kansas City's never getting that called on them.
That is a penalty. As simple as that. I don't think it's a penalty in today's. I don't like it being a penalty call, but in today's game, that's a penalty.
They're not calling it. And Gene Steratore making an excuse. I wish I was listening because he's making an excuse up there why it didn't get called. Well, it hit him in the shoulder pad. Whatever. He's a piece of shit. That Steratore.
Let us know what you really think. Here's the thing. They dare it out deep. Oh, and unfortunately, again, what the fuck? That's a bad pass, man. I tell you. I mean, there's no chance he's making that play anyway. He throws it well out of bounds. Joe Burrow stops the drive for the Cincinnati Bengals.
He stopped the drive. Okay. Let's see how much time he had on this particular thing.
All the time in the world. Okay. And here's the thing. They highlight sample was open on the route, but here's the thing. You set yourself by the delay of game penalty, man. That's the issue. And that was not even close to being catchable. I'm just saying, remember when I said Joe Burrow shows inconsistency? And
look how the guy's holding onto the back of his jersey. No call.
Okay, that is not a penalty, Grumpy.
You're not allowed to yank on his jersey. You're not allowed to. If you call that thing against Tyreek Hill, you call that penalty. You have to call that one. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God!
Oh, let's see if they flag it.
He didn't get called. He tries to flop. The thing is, I'm like,
here's
the thing.
Look at him bitching and crying.
Grump, guess what? When you fair catch, you're not allowed to make contact. That is a penalty. Guess what? Cincinnati got away with one. He does collide with them. He collides with them.
Kansas City, look at him flopping. Kansas City didn't like the way they lost in overtime to the Patriots 3 years ago. They petitioned the league to change the overtime rules. All of a sudden happens to their benefit. You don't hear boo from them.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
You
that's what they are.
just complained, right? The guy fair caught. He waves his hand up there as a fair catch. The Cincinnati Bengal makes contact with the guy from Kansas City. And you say, "Oh, he flopped." He made contact. You're not allowed to make contact
Do
on
you
that.
think that's
Be fair and consistent, Grumpy.
Do you think that that's potentially a makeup call after they let the helmet-to-helmet contact go? Do you think the league's above that?
Be fair and consistent. That's all I want from you. Fair and consistency. I don't care
They
what you
called
think.
nothing on Kansas City all day. That's exact. Those are facts.
You're gonna drive me nuts. Just keep sipping on your milk drink, Grumpy. Just keep sipping on your protein.
I'm just saying.
I tell you, sometimes, Grumpy. Sometimes I just want consistency from you.
I'm just saying. Kansas City has not committed a penalty all day, and we see them all over the field. Helmet to helmet, right? Point of emphasis doesn't get called. I don't know. You tell me. So maybe touching the kick returner was a makeup call, which the league absolutely does.
Okay. All I'm saying is I like it to be called fair and consistent across the board. That's all I'd like. Right? That's all I want.
They've been penalizing Cincinnati for ticky-tack fouls and letting Kansas City do whatever they want.
Okay, dude, there have been 3 calls. One of them was a pre-snap, or one of them was a pre-snap penalty on Burrow. There's only been 2 real calls thrown today.
There's only been one. One was the offsides, and the other one was.
So there's been one penalty call, and guess what? It didn't even have an impact because Andy Reid decided to go for it. Guess what? So it didn't even have an impact on points. So yeah, there was one call today. Really, everything else was pre-snap. The offsides or neutral zone infraction, and then or the offsides, and then the delay of game. All I'm saying is, like, remember when I said certain thing from Joe Burrows, right? I don't like how it looks like he's kind of like defeated out there, delay of game penalty, stalling out drives. I don't know. Again, I need to see Burrow.
Let's be honest. Tell everybody that you really don't think Joe Burrow's that good. Also, just remember,
Joe Burrow has the ability to be the best. Listen, I think Joe Burrow has the ability to be the best quarterback in the NFL. I think there are certain spots to where he is just not there yet.
You were dumping on him not even 5 weeks ago. You were dumping on him being a crappy quarterback. Not even 5 weeks ago.
Hey, do not take criticism of a player that needs criticism as me dumping on him. I said he is wildly inconsistent. Today, what do you think about Joe Burrow's performance today? I think today's been wildly inconsistent. Would you not agree?
I think he's had pressure in his face. He
didn't have pressure in his face once that entire last drive, and he still let the drive stall out.
He's been had guys on him immediately today. If he had the time that Mahomes has had, he'd be doing fantastic.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Right, that's a lot of time right there. Well, let's see. Oh, he avoids a tackle, right? Oh,
that's what Edwin Hilaire does. He makes that first guy miss. Every time.
Okay,
that's his skill set.
Yeah, okay. Or we can just say that Cincinnati consistently is missing the first tackle. Doesn't matter who's touching the ball. Cincinnati's been missing the first tackle.
Yeah, here's the thing. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has the ability to make that first guy miss. That is his skill set. He's very good at it.
Okay. All righty. 2nd and 7. I mean, at least they're able to pin that Kansas City offense back deep into their own zone. So be interested to see if they're able to get. You look a little jet sweep by Michelle Hardman. He picks up enough for the first down. And that could be, borderline late hit. He went to grab for the flag, but he didn't throw it.
I'll tell you what, they're whiny bitches, Kansas City. They've always been whiny bitches.
Here's the thing. They're trying not to call anything today.
They're going like this. The players are going like this on the sideline. They're whiny bitches. They always have been.
He's well out of bounds, and Akai hit him. Man, he's two steps out of bounds.
There's a face mask. Kelsey had the guy in a face mask, too. I mean, you want to call everything, then call everything. I have no problem with it.
You're being pathetic complaining about calls.
I'm just saying.
You stop that bullshit or no?
I'm just saying.
Or you're going to let personal bias ruin it?
I'm just saying that Kelsey grabbed the other guy by the face mask, too. If you want to call everything, call everything. I have no problem with it. Call everything.
You were complaining and bitching and moaning every single play about lack of calls going against Kansas City. I told you at the beginning, they're not going to call anything. And just like I said at the beginning, it's been that way consistent throughout the game. If they can avoid calling the penalty, they will. He was definitely 1, if not 2 steps out of bounds, and Cincinnati hits him. I'm saying, guess what? They're not calling anything during the regular season. That's a flag. They're not calling that today. They do not want to throw the flags today. Simple as that. And you're complaining, they're not throwing.
They shouldn't have thrown the one on Hill either. They shouldn't have thrown the one on Hill either.
We're lucky.
Guess what? You don't want to call anything.
Stop. We're lucky.
All I'm saying is, if you don't want to call any penalties, that benefits Kansas City.
Did the call on Kansas? Did the call on Tyreek Hill have an impact in points?
It doesn't matter.
No. Very specific question. Did that call against Tyreek Hill result in points for the Kansas City Chiefs?
But it was thrown in the end zone. It's not just
Ask
because
you a
Andy
question.
Reid.
Can
Just
you
because
answer it for
Andy
me?
Reid shit the bed doesn't mean they should have called that. They should have
Can
called that penalty.
I'm not saying they should have. Can you answer the question though?
Okay.
Did it have any effect? I'm trying to see if any of these calls have had effects on the game.
Okay.
Right now, they haven't.
Okay. All I'm saying is, if you're not calling penalties on Kansas City holding guys down the field, which is they do all the time, that is their defensive style. It benefits Kansas City. That's all I've ever said.
No, you've been complaining that every single, that should be penalty. That should be penalty. Oh, that's black and back. You've been complaining like a 13-year-old girl complaining about everything should be a call. None of the calls have
Kansas
had
City
any
always
effect.
complaining for everything. I'm just saying.
So now I need to listen to you complain and bitch and moan that they're not being penalized enough. I don't want to hear that. And here's the thing, right? There we go. Here's another 3 and out, or no, not a 3 and out, but here's another good job by that Bengals defense, able to force the turnover or force a punt here. And again, you can argue right there. He's holding. But guess what? Here's the thing. They are not going to call anything. Okay, so that's why I'm not complaining.
But that is a penalty, though. I just rather, you know what? Call it. Call it. Call it. They should be calling it. You're not supposed to be holding guys across the field. Call it.
Why don't you talk about the game instead of talking every single play about how there should be a penalty or should not be a penalty? Can we try to focus on that, Grumpy? I know anytime you don't like a team, like you don't like Kansas City, you complain about the penalty calls all the time.
Okay, when I see infractions going, I call it out all the time. Because I think they do have an impact on the game, how a game is called, and how they let players play. I absolutely believe that.
Driving me nuts, dude. Okay. Anyway, we've got here again. This we talk about Cincy. What has Cincy's defense done? Have they made second half adjustments? They've done a lot better job in man coverage. They've done a lot better job of sticking with those Kansas City wide receivers and tight ends. I mean, you look at how many of those passes that Mahomes had in the first half where wide receivers were open or had a little bit of a cushion in order to make a catch, and you think to yourself, oh yeah, man, I mean, they've really done a good job here in the second half, kind of marking their men and being a little bit close and making it more of a contested catch. And that's, it's forced a few more incompletions. And now you've got 2 drives where, that Kansas City offense hasn't been able to get things started. And this offense, the first half was able to move the ball up and down the field, no issues. And even really against the Buffalo Bills, were able to move the ball up and down the field with no issues. It's good to see that Kansas City's defense is showing a little bit of a sign of life, Grumpy.
You mean Cincinnati's defense?
Sorry, Cincinnati.
Yeah, they're still getting no pressure on Mahomes, though.
But let me ask you: does it matter if they get no pressure as long as the defense, as long as the defensive backs are marking their men well and preventing any large gains and preventing first downs?
Yeah, but to me, if you want to beat, you got to get pressure on him.
What's
for a couple of drives.
I'm going to ask you a question. What's more important? Pressure in Mahomes' face, but then you run the risk of him being able to escape out of the pocket and use his legs, or keeping him in the pocket and being able to mark the receivers and tight ends downfield. So when he throws the ball, hopefully they're contested catches.
You want to keep him in the pocket. You do. But at some point in time, you can't let him stand back there for 10, 15 seconds, though.
I agree. It's all about the healthy medium. I mean, they've been doing a good job of keeping him in the pocket. That's the most important for them. And
Cincinnati's offensive line has looked a little bit better, and it could be because Kansas City's defense is maybe a little bit tired now. As the game goes on, the pass rush is less likely to get to the quarterback because they run out of gas a little bit. But, I mean, until they can protect him better, I don't know. I just don't like the play calling from Cincinnati. It is what it is.
I wouldn't say I don't like the play calling. I mean, Burrows was the individual who stalls that drive out. Simple as that, right?
But he wasn't open. Higgins wasn't open. All right, but this is
okay. Here's the thing: when you take delay of game penalties, that's directly on the quarterback, nobody else.
Or maybe, did the play could get in time?
Dude, he's calling out the mic. The play gets in with plenty of time. Trust me. Anytime you see a delay game, it's never on the freaking offensive coordinator. It's always on the quarterback.
All right, and that's what I said. It's on the quarterback and or coach. And I would have said call timeout. And then you got on me for saying, well, why do you want to burn a timeout now? Because it's important.
It's tough to be burning the timeout like that. But, I mean, Joe Mixon starts off with a run, picks up about 5 yards. And look at this. They're talking about Zach Taylor, the first Cincinnati coach to win a playoff or win multiple postseason games since, what was that, 1998?
Do you want to know what Cincinnati's record in AFC championships games is?
I assume they've never won.
2-0.
2-0. Never lost.
Yeah. I think they have to come away with the points here for certain.
For certain, they do. I agree. Well, here it is, right? You're going to be looking at 3rd and 1. What do? Do you throw the football or do you go run? I'll be interested to see what type of mentality they take.
What about a QB sneak?
I'm not opposed to QB sneak. I'll be interested to see what they do. I mean, the run game has been, sometimes it's been kind of boom or bust, right? You're picking up a few yards here and there. I'll be interested to see what they side with. Ooh. Looks like Michelle Hardman and Tyreek Hill kind of getting into it on the sidelines.
This is what Kansas City does when things don't go well.
Okay, they don't go well. They're up by 11. So
yeah,
they
implode.
Adversity.
They implode. This is
man.
I'm QB sneaking here.
Yep, and it's a QB sneak. Joe Burrow picks up enough for the first down.
That's the play right there.
For certain.
You have not shown that you can really run the ball on them consistently.
Plays here and there. I was about to say plays here and there. Michelle Hardman and Tyreek Hill having a little bit of an issue. I wonder what Tracy Wolfson's talking about on the sidelines, because they're obviously talking about the little argument and the spat they had on the sidelines. But oh man, I wonder. You can only imagine, Grumpy. Ooh. But Cincinnati's got to move the ball downfield. You look at this. Kansas City has twice as many first downs as Cincinnati does. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Again, it's the same thing.
Zones.
I don't understand. Again, the first down run. Why the first down run every single drive?
Jesus! See, now there's a flag thrown. See, again, no need for the push there, but I don't think there's a need for that call. That's a bad call. He flops the hell out of this, but let's see. I mean, they should pick this up and say no call. You're right. You look at this, the play's well over. No need to push him there. Here's the thing.
Standing on top of the
flag. No need for the flag. But I mean, it's just okay. They picked it up. They should have, right? Remember when I said they do not want to call penalties?
I hate games like that. I really hate games where
that's what the NFL wants.
But here's the thing. This is how games get out of hand. When you don't call anything, games tend to get out of hand because they take more and more advantage.
And they take more liberty. Yeah. I understand.
And we see that in every sport. Make the calls, particularly early.
Joe Burrow, Jesus Christ. He finds a way to escape out the pocket, and he finds Jamar Chase downfield. I'm glad he was able to complete that. I saw the little running back there on a quick pass. I'm like, oh, man, just get the sure completion. Nice job. You talk about, right, when do I need to see this? He finds a way to break through this would-be tackler. I think that's Chris Jones. And he steps up into the pocket. He throws on a run. He makes the completion of Jamar Chase. That's what you need to see. That's fantastic by Burrow.
And Chase breaking off his route was awful good, too. I tell you what, and that's where that chemistry comes. But, again, their offensive line is terrible.
Yes, I agree. Trust me, I agree with you, Grumpy.
I tell you, but I like what I see from Cincinnati. With that, if they had an offensive line, they'd be again 3, 2, 1. Get it off. Okay, they got it off. Another run on first down. Another run on first down. That's not on Burrow. By the time they got up to the line, there was only like 7 seconds left. I'm telling you what, the plays are getting in late to him.
Dude, I'm telling you.
They're not even up at the line.
The plays are not getting in late, Grumpy. I'm going to let you know something, right? If it's a run play like that, oh, Jesus Christ, Prince, you have got to do better than that. That's lazy as shit. He's backside. A backside tackle was unable to cut off Chris Jones.
He's a rookie.
That is lazy as I don't care. That's lazy. I'm just lazy. Don't care. Lazy. That is lazy. You beat across your face and got beaten when you were back. That's a penalty.
That's pass interference. You got to throw it, don't you?
There's the flag, Grumpy. Relax.
I guess you're ahead of me now.
I'm a second ahead of you, Grump. Okay, that it's called, and it should be called. That he's all over his back. He got there before the ball did, and it's a call. This is a game where really they don't want to call anything if they can avoid to. I mean, he's all over him.
But they've been all over him all day. That's been all day.
Well, again, here it is, right? They're moving the ball right downfield. Cincinnati, if they score a touchdown, are you singing a different tune? Only down by 4.
No.
Really?
I just, you know what?
Really?
Kansas City's a better team.
Andy Reid's their head coach.
Yeah, but they're a better team. They're way more talented. They're way more balanced. They're the better team.
Okay.
I mean,
it's a little screen. Nice catch. My goodness gracious. Joe Mixon, what a hell of a catch. And he now gets the Cincinnati Bengals in the goal line.
Again, what's with Tyrann Mathieu? What's with him again after the play? We saw this last year with Brady had in the Super Bowl. How'd that turn out?
My God.
Discipline. That comes from coaching.
That's a hell of a catch. That's a one-handed catch too.
Nice throw too, dropping over the top.
It was a great play all the way around. I'm just saying that catch was spectacular. It's a one-handed catch on the run like that by Joe Mixon.
I would not run the ball here.
Here comes the run. Look, it's an I formation. It's going to be a run. Oh no, little play. My God.
There's that Prince guy again.
I mean,
he just walked right around him. He's terrible.
It's going to be a hold probably. Yep. I assume it's going to be a hold. He was blatantly holding the D end. Or I'm sorry, is that a cap blitz? That's a corner. Yeah,
they declined it. Okay.
I mean, take the sack, right? Take a sack and a loss of yards and a down. My God.
He just walked right around him.
Jesus Christ. He's awful.
Oh, my God. Look at this.
God, he's awful. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's bad.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, right? When you notice that, what do you need to do? I need to give this guy a chip. I need to give this guy a tight end that's going to help chip him every single time. Or I need to give him a running back that runs out of the backfield and chips that defense.
That's coaching.
Chips that corner.
That's coaching.
Well, yeah, that's called play calling, right? And you talk about adjustments, right? That's what you need to do. This is the first time he's technically been sacked today. But
like, you know what? If I'm Kansas City, I send the house.
Okay.
Well, I'd send the house, and they are sending the house.
Jesus Christ.
And the pass gets knocked down. There you go. That's what I would have done. Send the house.
Got to put touch on that. Got to put touch on that pass.
Okay. The guy, he had no shot. It was the outside. He held back, and then Ingram stayed back and laid back.
It's a watch. It's a wide receiver bubble screen.
What do you think he's going with the ball? He had no shot to complete that pass. No shot.
He has a guy running in his face, put touch on a pass, just like he did on a previous play to Mixon on the wide receiver bubble screen, and you pick up yards.
You're delusional.
I'm delusional. Yeah,
You're delusional.
Just keep saying, when they put pressure, I guess I can never go ahead and do it.
Your hatred of Joe Burrow comes through in these big moments.
No, it does not. I just complimented him how fantastic a play he had this. No, what are you talking about? I just complimented him last drive. This very drive. I'm saying, right, when you got pressure on your face, you drill it into the line.
They were on top of him. They blitzed right up in his face. He has the play call. Ingram backs off and deflects the pass coming out. That's what happened. That's what actually happened on the play.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Why don't you go ahead and rewind and actually get back to me and tell me how it goes. I'm going to go to the bathroom, Grumpy. They got a field goal attempt, and this is going to go ahead and cut the lead to 8 points. A one-possession game for the Cincinnati Bengals. Of course, they always show Evan McPherson. He has hit all of his field goal attempts this season or this postseason. So he's going for now 10 of 10, 31-yard attempt.
Go ahead. Go to the bathroom now, and I'll talk about it. Evan McPherson was the only kicker drafted this year. But once again, you can't come away with field goals when you need touchdowns. Looks like there's more of a skirmish once again after the play. Why? Because the officials don't want to throw any flags, and now you're seeing personal foul calls after the play. I mean, it's not a mistake. You see it over and over and over again. I don't know what they're going to call or who it's going to be against, but that's what happens when you don't call penalties early in a game to set the parameters for what the players can expect, because they're going to push the envelope. The more you let them do, the more they push the envelope, and you're seeing it right now, live and in color. And that's the point. The only point I was trying to make in front of TJ. But it just kind of is what it is at this point in time. I'll be interested to see what else. I always love this Geico commercial where they show the kids with a pool upstairs in their bedroom. Like, where are the parents? I'm just confused where the parents are, to be honest with you. That they have a pool, an inflatable pool in there, and they're filling it up and have sprinklers going off upstairs with dogs.
Grumpy. I know the commercial you're talking about. Ugh, yeah.
Oh. Now, there was another flag after that field goal.
I saw. And here's the thing. It's just going to be assessed on the kickoff.
But again, if you call penalties early on.
Okay, no, that has nothing to do with it, right? Okay, so if you're saying if we flag the Cincinnati Bengals there for the hit out of bounds, that's what stops it. No, it's a playoff game, and things always get heated, and things always get escalated. You just said football's an emotional sport, and now it's an 8-point game in the AFC Championship game. You're going to see emotions tip over.
But if you set the parameters for the players early on, they know what they can and can't do. When you don't call anything, they keep on pushing the envelope. Okay. Period.
Here's the thing. It's not like there have been chippy plays after the play every single time, right? You saw a few flops by Kansas City players, right?
Okay.
Flags. No issue with it.
This will be the fourth one in the second half. You got the helmet to helmet. You got the hitting the guy receiving the ball as he's fielding the fair catch. You got hitting the guy when he's out of bounds, and now you get this one.
Helmet happened in the first half. But again, Grumpy, it's not as egregious as you think. But this is what happens when you get towards the tail end of the game of the AFC Championship in an emotional football game, man. Emotions boil over. You're seeing players fight with each other on the sidelines, right? They're going to fight with the other players on the field on the other team. That's just what happens. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying it's what happens.
But that's why the officials have to keep a lid on the game.
Okay.
That's really their job.
They wouldn't be able to keep a lid on this game, Grump.
Okay. Whatever. So you think it does? The bigger the game, the less the officials are able to do anything with that mentality.
No, I'm just saying, right? If there's violations committed at the end of a whistle, you see flags go, and that's what we just saw right there. It's the first one today. So stop acting like it's an epidemic out there on the field. It's the first time it's happened.
Okay.
You're pushing a narrative. Oh, they need to call more flags against Kansas City. That's what needs to happen. It's not the case. It's not going to happen, and it doesn't need to happen.
Okay.
I don't need to see a game out here where they've got 15 penalties and infractions committed by each side. That's not what I want to watch. Oh,
okay.
He went the wrong way. That's what it was. Running back went the wrong way on the screen. I wondered when he made that pass. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Running back went the wrong way on the screen. That's what Burrow's saying right there. Dude, you got to be on the right direction. P. Ryan doesn't pick up the right way. And I'll be honest with you, it looks like all three of those blockers were out there. If he slips out the right direction, who knows? He could have had that first down.
Well, they had to score a touchdown. And again, right off the bat, 8 yards on a run, 8 yards on a first down run. Again, that hasn't changed.
Drew L saying, just finished a documentary interview. What did I miss? I'll tell you, it's a little bit closer of a game. Only 8 points. The Chiefs are only up by 8 points right now over that Kansas City or that Cincinnati Bengals. So you talk about the 5 drives in the second half for Cincinnati in both the regular season and the postseason have only amassed 3 total points. So hopefully, Kansas or Cincinnati is able to go ahead and ratchet things up. An interception! Look at that by a D tackle. My goodness gracious. We talk about what needs to happen. We talk about these big plays, mistakes that need to be made. Patrick Mahomes doesn't see big old number 92, and he gets an interception. Holy crap. Oh, my God. His second interception thrown at Arrowhead in postseason games. My goodness gracious. It's definitely a screen. Oh my God! He hammers him right into the helmet.
He never thought he would ever catch that.
He beams it at that guy. He thought there was no way.
That might have been picked off by 91. I don't know what he was looking at.
I don't even know. He's trying to get that to his guy, and that's a mistake. We talk about mistakes, right? And we talk about Andy Reid, right? This offense has not looked good. That's the third time in a row they've not been able to get anything started.
Eric Bieniemy is in charge of the offense, not Andy Reid.
Andy Reid's in charge of the team. Reid, the fish rots from the head. Simple as that. It's not the offensive coordinator. Fish rots from the head.
The offensive coordinator is calling the plays, not Andy Reid.
Andy Reid tells the offensive coordinator, dude, we need to get some momentum going. Look at that. He picks up a few yards. Look at the patience and the vision by Joe Mixon. He sees items. You're about to say, you see everything's clogged up on the play side. He takes that simple sidestep, that strafe. He finds the open hole, and he picks up some yards.
I guess we'll talk about it later in the post-game podcast this evening. But Josh McDaniels is going to be the Raiders' new head coach.
Yes, we'll talk about that for certain. 92, that's the biggest play he'll ever have in his career, an interception in an AFC championship game. I'll tell you.
How many interceptions do linemen have?
Not many. And when you do like that, if you're winning the game, you'd be celebrating a whole hell of a lot more. Oh, fantastic. Okay. That is a good pass there. He finds the open spot. Jamar Chase hits the soft spot in his own, picks up enough for the first down. Originally, I thought that ball was going to T. Higgins. I'm like, oh, that's not a good pass. There we go. Nice pass to Jamar Chase. He picks up enough for the first down. This Kansas City team might be able to go ahead and knock this game up at a tie. Holy crap, Grumpy.
It's Cincinnati.
I'm sorry, this Cincinnati team might be able to tie it up. I keep up the names.
Obviously.
But, man, I'm excited, Grumpy. For you saying this game was over after the first drive, it's a little closer than you think, Grumpy. And that's what I like to see. Look at Joe Mixon. Play side looks a little kind of muddled up, but he sticks his head in there and gets some hard yards.
He got to the two.
I think so, too.
They marked him back a little bit. I don't know how the official can see where he actually goes to when he's at the goal line. And you see the ball spot, and then they put him at the 2.5. He got to the 2 before he was pushed back. Hey, let's give kudos to Cincinnati, regardless of what happens. A Kansas City victory. There's no quitting them.
I'm telling you, this Cincinnati team. You're right; they're fighting out there. The defense has made the coaching staff. The coaching staff has made adjustments. Jamar Chase needs to fight harder for that.
No shot on that. None. Nice coverage by Fenton. Very nice. No shot.
Okay. I just like to see a
you
little.
Go for it on fourth down here. You kick the field goal.
I kicked a field goal.
Absolutely.
I don't go for it on fourth down. No need. You have all the momentum. Uncle Mo is on your side, as you like to say, Grumpy.
It's in Kansas City. See, I mean, this is where home field really helps you. And Mahomes has never played a game away from home, which is really a benefit.
0 touchdowns. Look at that. Oh, he comes down with the catch. Jamar Chase with the touchdown. Look at that. Now, depending on what happens with this 2-point conversion,
you go for 2 or you go for 1?
I don't know what they're doing. I would go for 2. No? Why not? Go ahead and go for 2 early. What a catch. What a job. I mean, look at them. They're fighting for position. And I mean, Chase gets a little bit away with a push-off, but good. I don't see any.
Well, the other guy was holding him the whole way.
I was going to say, they're just fighting for position, right? People are going to say, maybe it's a push-off. It's just fighting for position. That's all.
I don't mind hand fighting. Hand fighting, no problem with. They're going for 2.
I would too. I would as well. Why not? They're 1 for 5 on 2-point conversions in the regular season. Yikes! I don't like to see that.
What about a quarterback? What about a quarterback draw here?
They got too many men in the box. Yes, they get it. It's a tie ball game, 21-21. Kansas City Chiefs against the Cincinnati Bengals. Look at that. Almost in the fourth quarter. It's going to in the fourth quarter, bearing a touchdown in the next 14 seconds. It's going to be a tie ball game, Grumpy. For so confident you were that this game is over at the first round. It's over. It's over. It's over. Are you going to recant the statement and say maybe we've got a ball game on our hands? Tie game going into the fourth quarter.
No. I'm not going to recant what I said. It's too early for me to recant what I said. Hey, let's give credit to Cincinnati for showing some fight.
Well, it's more than showing fight. They've done a good job of keeping Mahomes. I mean, Mahomes makes a mistake, and I said that Chiefs teams need to make some mistakes, and it couldn't be Mahomes. I didn't think he would make mistakes. He just historically doesn't, and he makes a mistake there. And Cincinnati, they capitalize, man. It's 21-21, Grumpy.
That it is.
21-21.
Don't you find it funny how these games always seem to come down to last possession? How do you think that happens every game? I'm just wondering.
I'm not putting a tinfoil hat on for that, man. Come on.
I'm just saying it's interesting. Don't you think? Don't you find it interesting?
I agree. It is. If you just look at it, well, you could say, I'm going to be devil's advocate. Let's say these teams are the most talented teams in the NFL, and not much separates them any given Sunday, right? So these games are all going to be close because they're playing for, an ultimate prize of the Super Bowl. These teams are all fantastic teams. They're all, top 4 teams in the NFL. So I tell you, Joe Burrow, I'd like to see him. Let's see how you're feeling there, Joe.
I'm just saying that it's really like the last maybe 10 years where every game is close at the end. Every game close at the end. Super Bowls were never close. They were all blowouts. Now they're all overtime, last play, almost always. All these championship games. I'm not saying that it's a coincidence since the big TV deals came in that all of a sudden these games are so close at the end, but they never used to be close in big games. One team would get up and that would be it.
Look at Kansas City in the second half, their offense. First drive, 5 plays. Second drive, 5 plays. Third drive, 2 plays. They have not amassed more than 17 yards on any of their drives so far in the second half.
We're going to say that now it's been 10. So Kansas City was out. It was 10-5 in time of possession.
Oh my God. Look at the mistake. McKinnon drops the pass. And you talk about the mistakes magnifying. Honestly, it's probably better to drop the pass. He would have lost yards on that running back screen. But I don't know why Kansas City is going away from their offense. I don't
understand either. It makes no sense.
This is the second play now in a row they've run a screen.
Why would you
need? I mean, that maybe they're upset the fact that their wide receivers are being covered so well, and by opening up the screen, that's going to go ahead and create the need for the Cincinnati Bengals to play closer to the line of scrimmage. It's the only thing I could think.
They put no pressure on Mahomes ever. And
Nice job on the
made a
tackle. He
tackle.
almost lets him slip through that. Drew Ellis says, TJ, you need to be an announcer after the interception. Apply to Fox now. Joe Buck is shaking in his boots. I appreciate it, Drew. Tony Chi saying, I've never heard the saying the fish rots from the head until today, and I've already heard it too many times. Drew Ellis says, prediction, Burrow will throw for 5,000 yards next season. I could see that.
They need offensive line help.
I think if they address offensive line need and offensive line help, I could really see him shattering or being a passing for 5,000 yards. Again, I think the guy's extremely talented. I think the weapons that team has is unbelievable. And I could see him throwing for a massive amount of yards.
The time to make hay right now with Joe Burrow as quarterback is on his rookie deal before you have to pay him.
Yep. You see a lot that you look at the change in the dynamic that it's had. A lot of teams have taken that approach of once we have a young quarterback that we think has a lot to do with it, they just say, hey, we're all in for right now. It used to not be like that.
Well, because they have the money now. With the salary cap, when quarterbacks get paid so much money that you cannot wait until they make big money, because then you're not going to be able to pay other people. Here's the thing. They should go out and get yourself, I don't know what the free agent crop looks like. Haven't even looked at it yet. But offensive line, a veteran to solidify that line, or two, and then draft one. Because the kid is good under pressure. They have the skill positions. They can improve the defense, but they need to improve that offensive line play. Period.
Warzone Senior Sister says, speaking of mistakes, Tays will win the Norris. Fire Lou. I tell you, I'm not afraid of firing Lou too. Drew Ellis says, I bet Kansas City regrets taking Clyde Edwards-Helaire now that they split three backs. I was about to say, you want to talk about a waste of a pick. They picked him in the first round the year they won. Was it the year they won the Super Bowl?
Yes.
I mean, he's a guy who's pretty much a third down back, and he's replaced by a streety Jerick McKinnon was a guy just off the street. I mean, he's played well before in the past, but he's not. In
their defense for drafting him, that was the one position they didn't have anything at. And he was really good at LSU that last year, and he has ability. He makes the first guy miss. Now he's had injury concerns. Maybe he's not as physical as you like. He's not a super big guy, but his ability is to catch passes out of the backfield and make that first guy miss. And that was miss. And that's what they needed. That was the one missing piece to that offense. It hasn't worked out that way with the injuries. And let's be honest, McKinnon's played really well. I mean, you can't complain with what he's done today.
No, I'm not complaining with what he's done. Think about this. DeAndre Swift was the higher rated back at the time period too. Tell me DeAndre Swift wouldn't have been a better back than Clyde. DeAndre Swift is a better back than Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and they both play the same style of more of an agile back that does a lot with catching the ball, more of an all-purpose. I mean, here's a bit on the back.
Yeah, here's a big third down right here.
Third and 3 for Kansas City. I mean, you come out in the first four drives in the second half, you're not able to do anything. Do you send a blitz? Holy shit, you've got the linebacker. Oh, no, Levin's wide open. He'll be wide open. Oh, wow, look at this. Mahomes find a way to move around the pocket. Three-man rush. The Bengals, they get him. They wrap him up. Look at that. The Bengals defense has really dialed things up. Now, this is the fourth drive in a row that Kansas City Chiefs offense has stalled out and has not been able to have any answers for what they're seeing against that Kansas City defense or against that Cincinnati defense.
Can't believe it.
Wow. Here's the thing. Andy Reid, baby, he finds a way. I tell you, the offensive play calling has not been great in the second half either.
The offensive lineman stopped blocking. And that's the one thing with running quarterbacks, it's hard for offensive linemen because they don't know where the quarterback is, where he's going to be. He runs to one side, you kind of lose track of your guy. He comes back, and the guy's in on you.
Wow. Cincinnati has all the momentum. All the momentum, guys.
Let's be honest. They need to get a touchdown here, right?
Look at that. Nice punt return. Number 11, get up the field. I mean, he's starting to dance around a bit. They're getting the ball at the 34-yard line. I tell you, Cincinnati's in the driver's seat of this game. They are in the driver's seat of this game. This is theirs to lose.
Unbelievable. And unbelievable. Kansas City went, like I said, they get a big lead and they stop doing what they do best.
You know what? Now I'm looking at that actual draft class. Think about the next two running backs that went off the board, right? They picked Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the first round when he was not even the consensus number one overall pick for running back, number one off the board. They missed on DeAndre Swift at 35, Jonathan Taylor at 41.
He's the best back out of all of them.
I was about to say, and even Cam Akers is a better back than Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Joe Burrow gets some pressure.
Interception.
He gets pressure in his face, and Jesus Christ, he throws the ball away. I mean, like, that's what I mean, Grump.
Okay,
Hold on. I'm sorry. You get pressure in your face. I'd rather you eat a sack. You have all the momentum, and you make a pass like that and throw an interception when you have all the freaking momentum. That's just a bad decision.
Do you see how the Kansas City guy is riding the ball all the way down the field with the hand?
Dude, it's that? Okay. It's trust me, dude. That ball. I'm not sure he caught that football. That might be reviewed. I'm not sure he had possession of it. I'm saying, why make that pass? Why even bother making that pass?
But here's the thing. The only reason he's able to keep up with him is because he's yanking on his shirt the whole way down the field.
Well, okay, see this right now? I don't need you bitching like a teenage girl about what
you're blaming Burrow.
I'm blaming Burrow because he throws into a contested pass when he gets pressure in his face and throws a pick. In the end, you cannot be making. You can't. Bottom line, you cannot throw an interception as you have all the momentum on your side.
He's throwing to a spot. He's throwing to a spot. Okay. It's not like he was open. He's throwing to a spot.
You're covered. Eat the sack. Eat the sack. Oh, okay. A's for horses, Grumpy, says Drewell. Warzone Senior says, TJ, are you trolling us? That jug is bigger than you are. This is Grumpy. It's unhappy, right? I've got to try to see if I can find a replacement for the cap. I was walking around this afternoon and I busted it and it broke the top off.
Who the hell breaks a jug like that?
I had to break out pliers in order to yank it out because the top, the metal portion on the top busted off and I had to yank the plastic out in the middle. That's
why you always make sure the thing is capped all the time. You don't break it if you got your little cap on there.
It was capped, but I dropped it on a cement and it shot the lid off. It shot part of the lid off. Half of it stayed in. Shark Sports Card says, who's taking Lou's spot, Grumpy?
He's not going anywhere.
Grumpy, they're asking regarding Lou going, who's taking his spot? So again, I know you had mentioned before there is like, hey, you try to find the assistant hockey or somebody who's up there. With the
I'm looking at a Tampa Bay assistant, a Florida assistant, a Carolina assistant. Those are some guys who have young thinking as regards to the game. I don't know their names.
Drew also saying here, Jonathan Taylor was in that draft class. Yep. And then he said Kansas City got it back. If Kansas City had Taylor, they'd be a dynasty. No one's stopping that offense. Yeah, I mean, they picked the wrong running back. Hindsight's always 20/20.
Well, the whole thing
I think Jonathan Taylor would be as good in this system. I think DeAndre Swift was more tailor-made for their system.
Okay, the whole thing was nobody knew that Jonathan Taylor could catch the ball out of the backfield. That was the one negative on him because he didn't do it at Wisconsin. Well, he just runs between the tackles. And, he's not a pass-catching back.
His first year, he fumbled the ball a lot in the NFL. That was a big problem. He could not hold on to the football. He fumbled an awful lot. I'll be interested to see. I thought he was bobbling this ball a little bit at the end. I want to see a different angle, but they're not going to show it to us. I thought he had bobbled that ball a bit. Well, but, I mean, you can't make that throw. I'm sorry. That's
okay, but interceptions happen.
Now Kansas City has been given a lifeline back into the game. You have stopped them on 4 straight drives. Now you just gave them a lifeline back into this game. I mean, hopefully the Cincy defense is still going to be fired up and they still have their, they're still going to have this Chiefs number. But that's just right? We talk about consistency. That's what I mean, Grump. That's what I can't see.
Okay, he's played 25 games in the league? And you're writing him off? He's played 25 games.
I'm not writing him off. I'm just saying when I talk about the maturation, he's a 25-year-old quarterback.
I bet you don't talk the same about Matt Stafford when he shits the bed today. That's all I'm going to say. Matt
Stafford is what Matt Stafford is. Matt Stafford's a guy who's never shown up in the big moment because he's never had a big moment. I've said this all the time about the Rams. Mahomes. I mean, he gets a little bit of pressure in his face. He leads Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh, look at that terrible pass by Mahomes. Yep. Terrible. He's not consistent out there. Look how we should.
That's one he wants back. He's not had a good second half. Not. Guess what? He's not had a good second half. I've not been a fan of their play call. Look at the second half today.
It happens.
3 for 10 in the second half, 17 yards, a pick, and no touchdowns. Guess what? Patrick Mahomes has not been playing well in this half of football. Simple as that.
Maybe it's a play calling.
I'm not ruling that out. I'm not saying the play calling is helping him. I don't get the screens ad nauseum. I don't get these running back passes out of the backfield. That's not what Kansas City's offense is about. He gets out. I was about to say he gets out and he still sacks them. Look at the defense. The defense has come away with 2 sacks on the last 2 drives. Even when Kansas City's been given a lifeline, they still have been unable to get anything going on offense.
Hendrickson was their big free agent acquisition. No, maybe he didn't hold him. Coming out of New Orleans last year, where he parlayed a part-time role just as an edge rusher in pass rushing situations. And he parlayed that into a huge contract for Cincinnati, and he's played really, really well this year.
I think we're going to see this game tighten a bit.
Titan. How much more tight can he get? It's 21-21.
I'm saying that the Kansas City offense hasn't been doing much. I think you're going to see the Cincinnati start to drive the football a bit, but you're going to see Kansas City get things going after this. I do think Cincinnati will score on this drive. I think, though, Kansas City responds back.
That's a poor punt.
Yeah, you can't kick that.
That's a poor punt. How about angling towards the sideline? Just once. That's where, to me, the game has changed in the last 15, 20 years, where guys weren't so much concerned with their average. It was, or their net, or, their gross average. Hey, I average 50 yards a kick. Yeah, but you kick it through the end zone how many times? You angle it towards the sideline, a little bit less total yards, but you pin a guy deep. It's called the coffin corner kick.
Yep.
And nobody does it anymore.
No, I trust me, Grumpy. I do not disagree. Also, Warzone Senior says, TJ, do you ever play ice hockey? I did. If so, was it more physical of a game? Football is a lot more physical than hockey. I mean, it's the reason why you can play, 4 or 5 hockey games in a week. When in football, I mean, you're lucky if you're playing. I mean, if you're playing twice in a week, you're dying. So it's a lot. Every play, and again, I played a more physical position. I played O-line. I mean, if you're a corner or a running back, or you're a corner or a wide receiver, I mean, the game's not as physical. If you're a quarterback, the game's not as physical. But as a lineman, the game's much more physical.
Yeah, the game's in the trenches. Every single play is like.
Every play you make contact. There's not a single play you're not making contact. Yeah. Drew L said, the only great check down quarterback in the NFL, Teddy Bridgewater and Sam Darnold.
Jimmy Garoppolo is pretty good at those check downs too. He has one of the highest interception rates per pass and the lowest yards thrown when he completes the pass in the league. And you figure with a check down guy, your interception rate should be practically zero.
I tell you,
but he will win today.
Oh man, look at this draft too. Antonio Gibson was picked in. Look at all the running backs that were picked after, and I'll go pick by pick after Clyde Edwards-Helaire. DeAndre Swift. You had Jonathan Taylor. Then later on in the second round, Cam Akers, who's had the injury issues. J.K. Dobbins, who's had injury issues, but is a good back. You look at it then. A.J. Dillon. In the second round, Antonio Gibson, every single running back selected after him has been unbelievably successful pretty much. I mean, Keyshawn Vaughn, not so much. I was about to say Zach Moss, not so much. But I mean, in the second round, it was loaded with running backs. Every single one of those guys have been a fantastic running back, except Ken Akers, who's had the injury issues.
I cannot believe this game is 21-21 in the fourth quarter.
I told you, man. You can't go ahead and write them off. This is, I don't know. I'm starting to worry. If I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm worrying. I am. Simple as that.
Offensive plays aside, Kansas City still has 18 offensive plays, 20 for Cincinnati. I know they had one extra
interception on the first play.
Ugh.
Wow. I tell you. -1 yard, -1 passing yard for Kansas City this half. That's a cause for concern.
Again, the first down run.
Here's the thing. I don't mind it. You've had that defense out on the field for a long time. You're going to break one of those, and as soon as you do, it's like once a seal's broken, you're not sealing that thing back up. Grumpy.
All right, whatever you say. I'm just, I don't know. That's not what got you in the game. Is running the ball, it's throwing it.
They're mixed. They've had a good mix all game. Don't go away from it now. Holy crap. Joe Burrow rolling out of the pocket. Dude, he sucks. He sucks. My God, he sucks.
No, he was out of bounds.
I'm sorry. That's what I mean. When I talk about consistency issues, what the hell is up with that pass? Throw the ball out of bounds.
Well, it was out of bounds.
It wasn't. That's in play. That's interception.
The ball hit the ground. Hit the ground.
Hit the ground? Are you sure?
The ball hit the ground. Yes, the ball hits the ground.
No, it does. I was about to say, if he comes up with that, that's inbounds. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's what I mean by consistency. I can't see shit like that out of a quarterback that's ready.
That's what happens when you get 3 downs that's what happens when you get 3 yards on a first down run. And they're getting pressure again, right up the middle, right in his face. Again.
Good job getting out of the pocket. Good job getting out of the pocket. He's going to run for this first down. A good job getting out of the pocket. But I'm just saying there was no need to try to force that. That's what I'm saying. Like in the maturation of a quarterback, there was no need to try to force that and almost throw an interception there.
He's played 25 games in his NFL career.
Dude,
it's a little bit different.
In high school, you know not to do that.
Okay.
In college, it's the NFL.
Yeah, they're playing against bigger, better players now. I'm
No.
sorry.
He gets the first down. It's a good job of him getting out of the pocket. That's a good job of him extending the play. All I'm saying is, yikes. Yikes. That's all I'm saying. Man, oh, man. Whew.
That's a big play by him.
It's a great play. Dude, fantastic play. Escaping the way out of the pocket. Here's another run.
Yeah, but did you see what they did right on pre-snap? Everyone, they had 9 guys in the box, 10 guys in the box. I'm sorry, come out throwing the ball on first down. Again, you need, what is this, Canadian League football? You got 2 downs to get a first down before you got a punt? I mean, you can't do that. Every single time you start the ball, you're starting with 1-yard gain, 2-yard gain. I mean, come on. Throw the ball. Do a play-action pass. If they did a play-action pass there, they scored a touchdown. Everyone bit. The whole freaking team bit on Kansas City. The whole team. And now he's in a situation, once again, behind the sticks, or right at the sticks.
It's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, it's another 2nd and long. Again.
But, okay, Tyler Boyd picks up a few yards.
Now you're in 3rd and 7 again, just like last drive. And they just send everybody because the line can't block. Mix up you can't run every first down. Can't do it. Too predictable.
If they're sending a blitz, then your wide receivers should be open downfield. Simple as that.
Too predictable offensive play calling. They run the ball. Look, Kansas City, everyone, as soon as that ball stepped, everyone crashed the middle because they know it's a run on first down.
Your unwillingness to put any blame on Joe Burrow when they're
all Joe Burrow when everyone's at the line of scrimmage. He's behind the sticks every single play. That's offensive play calling. I'm sorry.
They've got time. And look at this. He gets happy feet. He runs. He picks up enough the first down. Ooh.
That's a face mask. That's a face mask.
No, it's not.
Okay, he must have got him up in the shoulder pads.
He gets hit. He gets hit in the shoulder. What are you talking about?
Well, maybe they grabbed him by the shoulder.
This is what I mean by you're trying to complain and find any way to call a penalty. Dude, it's not a face mask. What are you? Come on, Grump.
I just when a guy's head get yanked or jerked down. That's usually what I think.
Okay, it was a face.
There's a face mask. Thank you very much. So just apologize. It's a face mask. No call.
You're right. I'm wrong. You're right. There you go, Grumpy. Does that make you happy?
And I just make the call based on a head jerk. That's all I make the call on.
Yeah, it was a face mask.
Kansas City got lucky there too.
Yeah, I'm shocked he didn't go ahead and try to signal for a face mask though, because that's a blatant face mask. Oh my God. They tried to call timeout. Did they get it off? Oh, they did. Oh. They called a timeout before it play. My gosh. Tell you, they need to get a long drive. They need to eat some clock on this drive too. But Joe Burrow has been getting some yards with his feet as opposed to through the air. His face pressure, but
making big plays. That's what he does. That's what winning quarterbacks do. And Patrick Mahomes is one of those two. Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. Those we'll talk about it in the after show today. That the AFC is so loaded in quarterbacks. That's why I'm like, oh well, Patrick Mahomes is going to 10 Super Bowls. He's not, because there's going to be so much competition in the AFC.
Oh yeah, we said we're going to talk about that later. We don't need to be bringing it back up again. We're going to talk about it during our post game, Grumpy, as you mentioned. You ran me off earlier about it. Jarrell says, Grump just gave me some groundbreaking fantasy advice. Thanks. Also, Najee Harris said he wanted to play with Jimmy G.
Hey.
My God, that's a dude. If the Steelers trade for Jimmy Garoppolo,
I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo. Well, here's the thing: they can release him. They're not going to carry him into next year. They're going to give Lance
49ers, correct? Talking about the 49ers, correct?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ, man.
Okay, that has to be offsides. Here's when the game's on, I'm talking about the game. When the game's on, I'm talking about the game. That has to be offsides, Kansas City.
It is offsides, Grumpy.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I guess you're ahead of me again.
He just want to. Okay, when you see a flag like that, Grumpy, and you see that it doesn't.
I don't know if it's false start. I don't know if it's a false start or offside till the official shows me.
Oh my gosh! But yes, what a mistake that would be if Jimmy Garoppolo went to Pittsburgh. My God, Mike Tomlin.
He doesn't have the arm to play in Pittsburgh. He doesn't have the arm
at the end though.
Okay, how did that work out for you?
Not good.
Yeah, and I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is a guy who's going to lead you down the field. He don't have the balls to do that. Roethlisberger did in his prime.
Roethlisberger's a Hall of Fame quarterback. Jimmy G's
absolutely
close. Look at that. T. Higgins, get up the field.
Get up the field.
Picks up the first down, grumpy old man. I mean, you talk about a good play call, right? you've got everybody dropping back in it. You run. I mean, they're fly routes.
Crossing patterns.
He's running that. Was that Crump?
Crossing patterns. You can run crossing patterns on Kansas City. They showed it last week against Buffalo. They were there all day.
That's an in route. But yeah, okay. He picks up.
You're crossing the center of the formation. It's a crossing route. You call it in route. I call it a crossing route.
Hey,
tomato, tomato.
That's what it's called. No.
Tomato, tomato.
Oh, man. Oh, good gracious.
They're looking to run here.
There's a flag.
And they got it.
There's a flag. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I was about to say. It was
again, though. Again, why first down run? It's not going to work. Again, stop running the ball on first down. Stop it.
It was
running the ball first down.
A play action. Did you not see how he didn't have the football and Joe Burrow did as he was rolling out and the tight end was running with him? It was a play action.
He handed it off to the running back. He handed off to the running back who was tackled in the backfield. You're not paying attention.
What are you talking about?
Ball to the running back.
What are you talking about?
Not paying attention.
Christ almighty, dude. The running back did not have the ball.
He absolutely did. Don't worry. Here we go. 1st and 15. Now what's going on now?
They're getting a clock set. Please reset the game clock, etc. Warzone Senior Sister says, is Grumpy Old Man still in a deep depression over Tom Brady's retirement? Yes. That's why he's a little feisty today.
I'm not in deep depression over time. I'm a little bit, I just hate to see him go out when he's still playing this well.
Man, he's been playing forever.
All right.
But he spent some time with his family. That's what he said, right?
He's the best quarterback in the league, and he's quitting.
He's not quitting. He's retiring. Dude, don't say he's quitting. He's retiring.
Yeah, he's quitting.
He's not quitting. Jesus Christ.
How many guys are they bringing on this snap, you think?
Oh, let's see. Well, look at the motion. We run the tight end in tight. Oh, God.
That was an airmail throw.
Yeah, again.
But again, the cornerback has his hands on the receiver the whole way down the field. The whole way down the field, he's got his hands on the receiver.
Girl, can you stop complaining about lack of balls on each side? You're only calling it out for one side.
No.
It's driving me fucking nuts.
All I'm saying is that's the way Kansas City plays defense. Is the hands are on the receiver all the way down the field. That's the way they play.
Okay, and when T. Higgins has his arms extended because he's trying to move downfield, right? It's the same exact shit, dude. They're battling for position.
You got to do what you got to do.
They're battling for position, dude. I don't want to hear you complain again.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating facts. That's not complaining.
Oh my God, you complain about everything. Holy shit! They're gonna make this about what third and 9, Grumpy Old Man. They're almost in field goal range. McPherson's done a great job this offseason.
They are in field goal range. They are in field goal range.
It will give them the lead for the first time today. Drew L said, "Do you guys think Eli should be in a Hall of Fame?" No freaking way.
No way.
If he does, it's gonna. If he does, it's because he does his little show. He does a show with his brother, and he's related to Peyton. And he won.
They beat the Patriots twice, including beating the Patriots when they had the undefeated season.
Yep. Oh, I mean, I guess they just say let's pick up some yards. So
he got nothing.
Position.
He got nothing.
I don't know why I don't know why on 3rd and 8 you're taking a dump off when you have time in the pocket.
He didn't have time in the pocket. He didn't have. That's the play call. They're just trying to get a couple of yards to get an easier field goal. That's the play call. It's not like he's waiting to throw the ball down the field. That was the play call.
Everybody else running their route was all decoy. The wide receivers running their routes were. Dude, stop with that. Okay, stop pretending like everything is 4D chess by Burrow. Okay. I'm telling you, got to stop that. He has time in the pocket. He just takes the Charlie check down route. I'm not a fan of it. Just don't take a sack.
I wonder if they're saying that he has missed a kick in the pro season yet.
I'm sure they are. He's 10 for 10, and he slithers it through. He hits the field goal. They take a 3-point lead over Kansas City. But I'll tell you, I think Kansas City will score. I think they will score, and it's going to rely upon Joe Burrow. Will he have enough time? Can he move the ball downfield? Man, he slithers that in.
That was good by a lot.
I'm talking about. I mean, like it was close to the post. No, the goal post.
I don't think it was that close when it went through. I mean, he hit the back of the net on that kick. He got plenty of leg. He was the only kicker drafted last year, 5th round pick.
Yep. And they were always, and I like the little memes. They're like, this is why you pick a kicker, and this is why you draft a kicker. Don't pick them up through free agency.
Well, it's why you've got to draft the right kicker.
Yeah. Drew L says here, if Brady is retiring, Gronk is done as well.
I think so.
I think so. I about to say, if Brady retires, Gronk, it's like a package deal.
I think so.
Warzone Senior Citizen says here, TJ watches on his phone. Grumpy Old Man watches on a 60-inch 8K TV.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, so it's easier for you to see. Drew L says, to be fair, Najee Harris also said he wanted to play with Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, Jimmy Garoppolo was his fourth.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think Jimmy Garoppolo is the most likely.
He wants an established veteran quarterback to come in as opposed to a rookie. I don't blame him. That's what I'd say too. Oh, look at that. Chugging that drink. How the hell did you break that canister? How much did you pay for that canister? Jeez. You think you got everything out of it?
Just about, Grumpy. I didn't actually pay for it. It's a gift. There's a gag gift.
And it's a gag gift.
Yes, there's a gag.
Is that somehow
on the beach. I can go on the beach. I could fit a family-sized bottle of wine in here without having to bring the bottle. There's a lot of no bottle beaches.
Somehow you broke a keg. I think it's almost impossible to do, but you've done it.
I did. I broke the lid, so I'm going to have to buy a new lid. Hopefully they sell the lid separate. I don't have to buy a whole damn new corksicle, whatever the hell that is. Tony Cheese says the joy TJ feels when Grump's wrong about something. I do feel it.
Yeah, you noticed. He's noticed that, right?
Adamant. He's so adamant. Like,
but here's the thing. Adamant. But I was right about the face mask.
You're right on the face mask. You're not right. It's like the boy who cried wolf. Every single time there's even a slight infraction, that's a penalty, a penalty. The way, if they were fucking throwing flags the way you've been complaining, there'd be 30 flags apiece for each freaking team, Grumpy. I'm sorry, that just doesn't happen. And you just want it. You do not like the Kansas City Chiefs. You do not like Patrick Mahomes because you fear that he will impede on Tom Brady's Super Bowl victory.
Here's what I don't like.
That is what you're afraid of.
No, here's what I don't like. Here's what I don't like. The fact that Kansas City's defensive style is holding receivers, which is against the rule, and they let them get away with it because that's how they play.
You do not like Kansas City, and because you do not want Patrick Mahomes to come close to Tom Brady.
Mahomes is never coming close to Tom Brady. As soon as when that contract kicks in next year, that's the end of Patrick Mahomes' run of Super Bowls. Oh. There's too much. I'm not saying he'll never get back. There's too much talent around the league, quarterback-wise, and in the AFC. You think they're going to be? You think every single year they're going to get every single home playoff game? It's not going to happen. Okay, because they're not going to have the money to pay everybody.
Okay,
this is the last year they have that.
Okay, Grumpy. I think you're afraid and you don't like him because I think that
you're right. I'm afraid that
yeah,
he'd have to win 7 more Super Bowls to beat Brady. 7.
Well, his numbers will be fantastic. And I think you're afraid one day his numbers won't impede on Brady's territory. Look at that. Another wide receiver screen, a wide receiver bubble screen this time. I mean, they pick up a few yards, but have you noticed everything is a screen, a screen, a screen, a screen. And Kansas City, that's not their offense. It's not what they did in the first half to gain yards. But this Cincinnati defense played a lot better coverage-wise in the second half.
Now the officials, okay, take the gloves off. Cincinnati, your time is done. We got you back in the game. Time for Mahomes to come out and shine now.
Oh, stop.
That's what got radioed down to the officials. Let them go.
Okay. Yeah, okay, Grumpy.
Here's the thing. I think they score here too, though, without a doubt.
There's no doubt they continue. I mean, like the team has moved the ball fine. I mean, like in this till the second half, but they
and again, why I never understand why teams don't man up on Travis Kelce. That's his safety blanket, and they give him free release off the line of scrimmage. I don't understand it ever. I've never understood that.
Because you can't put a linebacker on them because they're not quick enough.
Put a safety on him and body him.
Body Travis Kelce. A lot easier said than done. The guy's like 6'5".
They got 2 guys. They got 2 guys on their offense that I'm concerned about. Everybody else, now they put a guy up on him. Why didn't you do that on 2nd and 6?
That's Eli Apple. Here it is, right?
And then he's
going to run the little. He's going
to run the free release. There it is. Same thing.
Okay.
Same thing. They did the same thing. They give him a free release off the line of scrimmage. Same play.
Grumpy. They do not play press man coverage. That is not the defensive style that they run.
Okay. Travis Kelce, you cannot give him free release. Tyreek Hill cannot give him free release. I'll give other guys free releases, not those 2 guys. Not if you want to win games.
It's a defensive system style. If you run press man coverage, that is your defensive style. If you're more of a zone defense, you don't run press man coverage. It's as simple as that.
Then you need to make alterations going into this game.
Oh my God,
that's how far off they're playing on those 2 guys.
That's the way their defensive coordinator plays. That's his play calls. It's more of a zone style defense. I
cannot believe they actually stopped McKinnon.
Oh my God, talking Grumpy
for 1 yard gain.
Ridiculous.
Here's the thing: you need to alter it. Those are the teams that win. They were able to alter their system.
All of our plays are geared towards zone defense, and the guys we bring in are more zone corners and zone. But we're going to start playing man coverage.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what Tampa Bay. I'm going to tell you what Tampa Bay did in the Super Bowl against them last year. They went totally against character and played two deep zone as opposed to press man coverage, and that's how they beat Kansas City last year. They changed up what their tendencies are, and that's how they were able to win.
Also say maybe Patrick Mahomes struggles in the Super Bowl as he had in the past 2 games. I mean,
well,
he's been 2
he
Super Bowls.
Does when he has seen something he hasn't seen before.
You're not going to let me continue. Oh, gotcha.
And again, you can't give him free release off the line. Put a body on him. Put a body on him. So you're just going to say just let him walk down the field? You got to put a body on him.
Listen,
nobody touches him.
Listen,
nobody.
Grump,
free release down the field.
Are you going to stop? Do you understand? Okay. So if you're just going to start droning on and just yelling and not actually have any type of discourse, it's tough to talk with you then. It's really tough to work with you then.
The guy who's covering him runs away from him.
It's
you got to put a man on him.
It's zone coverage. Holy fuck. I don't know how many times I got to tell you that. My God, dude, that's the defensive style they run.
Well, like I said, that's why you don't win, because you don't make adjustments. The adjustment is you put a body on Travis Kelce. That's the adjustment. Period.
Okay.
What's he caught? 5 passes this drive for 60 yards?
You're impossible to talk with.
You're
impossible to talk with because you don't know anything about the sport. I'm trying to tell you, just like, do this.
I've been watching this game since before you were born. And you were an offensive line.
Never played it. You never played it. You never played at high level. You don't know shit. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm telling you right now that they are a zone defense, and you're trying to tell me, well, then just change the color.
It looks like they're manning up on the guys on the outside. So don't tell me
they can run a play or two, and man, guess what, buddy? Guess what? Here it is. It's a run play. They got an outside sweep. They are a more zone-centric team.
But those 2 quarterbacks were right up on top of the wide receiver on those plays. So don't say that they
just
on
the first play. So on the first play, what play is this on the drive? Play 7?
Man on man. Everybody's man on man there.
So it took the one play out of the 7 we've seen this drive. They've run man coverage. So we want them to run man coverage every single down. They're not a team that runs man coverage every down.
If you're getting eaten alive on zone coverage, you have to man up.
The zone coverage has worked for them all second half. And now all of a sudden, one drive, it's not. We need to change, the system.
It's the big drive.
Oh, it's the big drive. Okay, gotcha. Dude, you're so inconsistent and so pathetic.
Can they keep them out of the end zone? That's all that matters. It's 2-minute warning. This is game right here. Can you keep him out of the end zone?
If Joe Burrow gets the ball back, how can Joe Burrow drive him down the field or really shit down his leg? We'll see. Don't worry. We'll see. Senior citizens said we got comments to go through too.
I don't think Cincinnati is good enough to drive the ball down the field with a minute left. I don't think they're good.
Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd.
Got pressure in his face.
You got weapons.
Long. It's got pressure in his face all day long.
You got weapons. Warzone Senior Citizen says here, Grandpa man, don't worry. Lou offered Tom Brady 8 years to play with Palmieri.
That would elevate Palmieri's play. Just his presence.
Drew L said, I also hear that Lou gave Gordie Howe a lifetime contract to play with Barry. Yeah. And what do you mean by package, TJ? I'm not sure what I was even referring to when I said that. It was a while ago, that comment. I apologize. Tony Cheese says, laugh myself, I've never seen a family-sized bottle of wine. It's just a big boy size. So instead of just a bottle of wine, it's the one where it's 2 bottles of wine in one. It's a family-sized bottle.
The ones that you see the winos getting.
There it is.
The big
a family size bottle of wine. Drew L says here, Tyreek Hill is so inconsistent. He is either invisible or he balls out. There's no in between.
Yeah, he's a big play guy. That's what he is.
Boomer bust type of receiver. I mean, you can say. Consistency is always important, but he's always been a guy who's always big play or nothing. And when he gets open, he gets a sliver of daylight. He's dangerous.
I'm just gonna say that I just find it once again so coincidental that Kansas City's not able to do anything the whole half. Cincinnati takes the lead. All of a sudden, boom, drive it right down the field. I don't know.
I find that coincidental.
I just find it funny.
Do you think this is theater where now the defense is going to call different play calls and they're going to allow them to be open? What are you talking about?
Like I said, I just find it funny that all these games come down to last possession. That's all I'm saying.
Do you think possibly, Grumpy, because these two teams are the Final Four, right? They're the best teams in the AFC, that maybe they're just 2 really good teams. And when 2 really good teams play, they go back and forth. I think that could have something to do with it?
I think Kansas City's a really good team. I don't think Cincinnati is.
They've made it to the AFC Championship game. Do you think that's by mistake?
Kind of with smoke and mirrors a little bit. Did they
beat the number 1 team? in the AFC, the Tennessee Titans on their path?
No, actually, Tannehill kind of beat them. They beat themselves.
Okay, they beat the Tennessee Titans though. To answer your question, yeah. To
Okay.
answer my question, they beat the
I
number
just
one
find
team in
it,
the AFC, and now they're playing the number 2 team in the
I
AFC.
just find it funny. The game was over at half, and somehow
No.
it
You
tied
thought
in the
the game
last
was
2
over at
minutes.
half.
I
You thought
don't
the game
know.
was
It's just
over at
funny.
half because
I
you
just find it
jumped
funny.
too quickly to conclusions. You
I
thought
just
the game was
find it
over at
funny.
half.
I just find it funny.
Okay.
And can they hold them to a field goal attempt, right?
1st and 10, ball at the 15-yard line. Let's see, 0 points scored since the 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Can they get pressure on Mahomes? He's able to get out of the pocket. He picks up a few. Was it going to be 2nd and 8? I'll be interested to see if he stepped out of bounds.
2nd and 4.
I thought he stepped out of bounds. Is what the guy was marking him.
Okay.
Stepped out of bounds. So probably about second and 7, 2nd and 6. Okay.
You can't let them score a touchdown.
Here, even if you let him score a touchdown, you're going to have 2 timeouts left. Joe Burrow's sitting by himself on a Gatorade cooler.
So?
Shit's nuts. I don't know. Here's the thing.
So what?
Okay.
Like I said, your hatred for Joe Burrow.
I don't know, dude. I just don't like the way he's on the sidelines. I think he's inconsistent at times. Mahomes, dude, is slippery as an eel. He's slippery as an eel. This guy, please contain. Please contain. Do not let him out of the pocket. 91. Grab him. He tries to tomahawk chop. I'll tell you, dude, he was looking run all the way. Mahomes has got to be exhausted on the field. Oh, damn, he's got to be exhausted after keeping that play alive. He lets him get the outside edge, Henriksen.
Did he get out of bounds?
Yeah, he did. Honestly, him getting out of bounds is a good thing. Keeps enough time on the clock for Cincinnati in case they score.
This is what he does best. This is what he does. This is when he's at his best.
He finds a way to extend the drive. I mean, it's 3rd and 2. Oh, man. Henriksen's exhausted.
Ooh. A little bit of Jennifer's spot where he stepped out. But
can you flip the thing closer?
You can't. Okay.
Can you flip the mic closer to you, Grumpy? It flipped the other way. Thank you.
Okay.
A shovel pass and Travis
First
Kelce.
Down.
They give him just enough up to pick the first down up.
There's your game right there.
If I'm Cincinnati, I'd call timeout. No, I don't get this. Time's going to be your enemy. Time's going to be the enemy.
Yeah. Why is the clock stopped? Maybe. Why is the clock stopped?
But
I just find it, like you said,
yep,
okay, Cincinnati did call timeout. It doesn't matter.
It's all about time on the clock.
If they score,
all out blitz.
If they score,
blitz and give the ball to your quarterback.
If they score a touchdown, game's over.
Send it all up. Oh, you don't think Joe Burrow can drive down the field? Have a little faith.
How much time do you think he's going to have left?
If you just send it all out blitz, let him score a touchdown. I'd almost let him score.
If I'm Kansas City, I run the ball into the line twice, and then I let Mahomes do his thing, scramble around. And then
You're
if
going to
it's
take
fourth
that
down,
much of a risk?
they have 3 timeouts. There's no risk. You kick a field goal.
You're just going to say run the ball. If I'm Cincinnati, I'm sending the house. I'm sending a house display, and I'm sending a house. I'm just going to say we're sending everybody. If you score, that's great. We're going to get the ball back with enough time to score a touchdown, possibly. But I am not going to play our normal defense here in the red zone. I am sending the freaking house.
Okay. I mean, if I'm Kansas City, I'm running the ball. You don't want to give them any time left.
Let's see here. Man, 1st and goal. 1:30 remaining. They run the football. It's a power. They get stopped. I'm calling another timeout if I'm Cincinnati. And sure enough, they did.
That's it.
I assume Cincinnati calls our last
that's what Kansas City should have done. I don't know why you ever doubt me. That's what they should have done. And here's the thing.
Said they should have called their timeouts. I said, send it all out blitz. If they score a touchdown via pass, that's fine. You have enough time with them, get the ball back. Even, guess what? Send it all out blitz again.
Now, if I'm Kansas City, I run the ball again.
I'd send it all out blitz and make it 3rd and whatever, and you'll have some time left on the clock. And if he doesn't get the 3rd down, you're kicking and going overtime.
Then you roll out and pass on 3rd down. That's what you do.
Okay.
You let Mahomes do his thing on 3rd down. This one here, I'm running. I guess you could do whatever you want. I just don't want to give them too much. If I'm Kansas City, I don't want to give them a minute and a half. I don't want to give them that.
Okay. I mean, I tell you, Mahomes been running all over God's creation this drive. My God, Henriksen's out again. Oh, he's gassed.
I tell you what.
Bad time to be out of the play when you really
embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
I was about to say, I know DNs need occasionally some time off and some plays off, and they're going to have them for the 3rd down. They want them to be fresh for the 3rd down to put pressure on them, I guess. Send a blitz. Send a blitz. Mahomes is passing. They get him. They get Mahomes. Now it's going to be third. Oh, okay. Now it's going to be 3rd and 8. 3rd and 9.
Kansas City should call a timeout here. It doesn't matter.
Wait. They get time. They're going to wait.
They're happy to go overtime. They don't care. Run clock, kick a field goal, go to overtime.
Another overtime game for Kansas City. Oh, man, I tell you, it could be another overtime game.
I just find it funny. That's all.
Yeah, it's just all theater, Grumpy, and all this is a simulation.
Look at all the games. Look at all the games last week came down to the last play of the game. Every single one. And here looks like I promise you,
tonight's game against the Rams, you don't have to worry about it. It's not coming down to last play. The Rams are going to smoke the freaking 49ers. So that's going to break you a little. That's going to break you a little.
And now Mahomes calls his timeout.
Because he should. 39 seconds left. Throw for touchdown, great.
But see, now you got 39 seconds left. He gets a touchdown here, which I believe they will. They'll score a touchdown here. And then how much time do you think Cincinnati's got left with
this wouldn't even be an issue if Andy Green and Andy Reid kicks the field goal and takes the points at half.
True. How about if he misses this kick?
Ooh. Harrison Butker.
Yeah.
He's 10 for 12 on career field goals when tied or trailing by 3 or fewer points, including postseason play.
He's hit all the long ones. I think it's the short ones that he's had trouble with.
Well, I guess maybe Mahomes needs to take a sack for major yards to throw a touchdown.
What you can't do is turn the ball over. That's the only thing you can't do is turn the ball over.
They keep panning over to Jamar Chase on the sidelines over there. I mean, they're just kind of looking at him. All he could do is sit there on us. Oh man, there's no worse feeling I feel like for an offensive player than sitting on the sidelines like that. Where it's like, oh shit, we're completely reliant upon the defense.
And then it comes down to a coin toss again, right? If it goes overtime,
just needed that extra motivation, Grump. That's why now he's moving. He just needed the extra motivation, Grumpy, is what it was. I don't think it's like it's all predetermined, like Grumpy's probably espousing to. Intimating, but
just find it funny.
It's a 3-man rush. Let's see.
That's a mistake.
Well, they cover everybody back in the end zone.
And now they're doing running clock.
Oh, he fumbles the football! No!
Kansas City's got it back. Okay.
Well, here it is. It's a long ass field goal attempt. Now it was a little chippy, but now it's an actual attempt.
He'll hit it. They're going to let the clock run down to the last second and then kick it and go to overtime.
I was about to say it was a good delay blitz, right? No, that Mike linebacker was sitting back there as the guy reading this. Oh no, it wasn't even a Mike linebacker. It was a D end coming from deep. He comes and hits a blitz. Man, what a clutch sack! 2 seconds remaining on the clock.
The only thing he couldn't do was turn the ball over. That's all you can't do.
Oh, he almost did too. Holy crap! Woo! Oh man. Grumpy Butker.
He'll hit this. There's no way he can miss this. Is there really?
He dropped everybody back in coverage. Look at that.
This Kelsey was open.
At the end.
Kelsey was open.
Boom, he sees it.
Kelsey was open.
Yeah, okay. I mean, he dropped so far back in the pocket, Mahomes did. Man, crazy. He dropped so far back in the pocket. It is a long field goal now. It's not a chippy.
43 yards, 44 yards tops. He'll make it.
What? It's close. What is it? Close to about like a 48, 47 yard kick?
I think it's 43 or 44.
44. Okay, you're right. 44. About 44 yards away.
Again, you forget this. You forget this was my business. You forget this. You forget this was my business for like 15 years. You forget it.
Yeah, 44 is the chippy.
And the kick is up. It's good. Again, another overtime game. I just find it funny that we're having all these overtime last play of the game. It's a little, I don't know, a little bit too coincidental for me.
Mahomes is running around like last year's Super Bowl. Now, so much for cutting Eric Fisher.
Right? Do you think it comes down to who wins the toss here?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure even if Cincy wins the toss. I mean, both offenses have kind of looked shaky on the last few drives. I know they moved the ball down the field. Both offense still kind of looked a little shaky. It's not like last week where 25 points were scored over a span of 2 minutes. A little different. Warzone Senior says, who's winning Super Bowl? The Rams are. The Los Angeles Rams. Drew L says, watch the 49ers win, Grump. I'll laugh so hard now that TJ just said that.
Yep.
How is no one getting open on that play?
Kelsey was open. He was open.
Damn, I couldn't make the Harrison Butker. I was hoping he'd miss. Oh, and then I couldn't make that joke he was hoping he'd miss. Oh, man. Oh, I want to see who gets the ball. I'm gonna wait to see what happens, Grumpy, and I'll use the restroom. I want to see.
Oh my God, hurry up, because I haven't peed the whole damn game. This is the third time you're going.
It's the second time. Thank you
Move
very
it.
much.
Hurry it up.
I'm waiting to see who wins the coin toss.
Hold on, I'm going.
You're pathetic, Grumpy. You're not gonna hear what happened. Grumpy's gone. Oh man, I don't know. Kansas City's offense hasn't done anything until that last drive. Mahomes is clutch. Cincinnati, I'd say, has the momentum here in this half. Let's see who's getting the ball. Kansas City has won the kick. They've won the toss again. Oh, man, they're going to be receiving. I'll be interested to see how they look. I mean, that Cincy offense or Cincy defense kind of batting the hatchet or batting down the defense a little bit even on that last drive. They've been okay in the second half. I don't think it's as surefire of, man, it's whoever gets the ball scores, they're going to score on the first drive. So I'll be interested to see what happens. Hopefully we're in. Maybe they hit a field goal and Cincy drives down the field and they hit a field goal. Wouldn't that be great? Oh, man. Shark Sports Card says that's not good. Yeah, definitely not good for the Bengals. I'll tell you that much. I mean, Kansas City's they've had a little bit of luck when it comes to calling those those coin tosses. Nick O saying it's a loaded coin. Oh, man. Wouldn't that be the case? I could see something like that. Well, that maybe fits in the grumpy old man's narrative, how everything comes right down to the wire. They want Kansas City to win too, or they give them a loaded coin. They say, they flip it on both sides. This is heads, this is tails, but he flips it. He does a little quick magic trick and he flips it and he puts a loaded coin out there and it always lands on heads.
I'm just going to say it's not a shock to me.
Oh,
Kansas City wins that coin toss.
Oh, Jesus
I'm just
Christ.
saying.
You know what? You're ridiculous.
I'm just saying.
Now, what's going to happen, Grumpy, too, right? Kansas City's going to hit a field goal, then the Bengals are going to hit field goal. Then Kansas City's going to roll down and hit a touchdown, right?
No, here's what happens. Patrick Mahomes driving right down the field for a touchdown, and there's your ball game. And then they get to push it out. Patrick Mahomes, the greatest quarterback of all time. That's the narrative that they're going to promote. You watch, because it's more show now as opposed to game, where it used to always be about the game. And now it's all about show. I just find it interesting that all of a sudden, after hundreds of years of play, 90 years of playing football, Super Bowls, championship games were mostly blowouts for the most part. But now all of a sudden, the last 5, 6, 7 years, every game goes down to the last play pretty much. There are the exceptions where they don't, but look at how many games come right down to the wire. I just think it's interesting, and it's not because the talent level is so close, because you'll see one team have a huge lead, all of a sudden somebody comes all the way back. I just find it funny, just kind of interesting. And of course, you knew Kansas City was going to win that toss. That was a given. And my prediction is they drive right down the field and score a touchdown. That'll be that. And that's what the NFL wants. Then they can push that narrative. Look at Pat. No matter the fact that he was kind of shitty at the tail end there, but he's going to make the big play when it matters, and that's how they're going to promote it.
Oh, man. And Kansas City's got the ball.
I expect Kansas City drive the ball right down the field. What do you got to do if you're Cincinnati? You got to get a body on Travis Kelce. Flat out telling you. If you don't put a body on him, you're not beating that. Period.
Drew L says, plot twist. The coin was just a tails coin, no heads.
There you go.
Shark Sports Card says, it's not that far out there with that fear.
Thank you, Shark. It's just interesting.
There are NFL writers, and they said there are WWE writers. Oh, God. Oh, man. I tell you, bad pass by Mahomes, dude. That's almost a pick. Christ almighty. He sails it. Look at that sail, Grump.
It was nowhere close to a pick. He sailed it, but it was nowhere close to a pick. He threw the ball over everybody's head. It wasn't even close to a pick. Here's the thing. Can Cincinnati come up with the stop? That's what it comes down to. Can they come up with the stop?
Jewel, we stream on StreamYard. That's where we stream. My God, 2nd and 10. I assume here comes a run from Kansas City, right? You want to pick up a few yards? How far ahead of me are you, Grumpy?
It's a pass right here. And it's
how far?
Oh my God.
About to say, dude, Mahomes does not look good. Eli Apple, how the hell did he drop that
Eli
shit?
Apple, holy shit. If they lose the game, right in his hands. Right in his hands.
Go! Eli Apple, holy shit. You suck. You're
right
awful,
in his
buddy.
hands.
You're garbage. You're garbage. Holy shit. How do you drop that, you bastard, Eli Apple?
That's what.
Oh, my God.
You know, the only fans not asking how do you drop that are Giants and Saints fans.
They're like, Jesus Christ. Eli Apple. Eli Apple strikes again. 3rd and 10. You got to
stop him on 3rd down.
3rd and long. Oh, they send up. Oh, look at this. They send a little bit of oh, God, it's a deep pass.
It's
intercepted.
Oh, my God. They're intercepted.
Run
it!
Holy hell!
Oh my God!
He kind of tackled up high, but I guess he hits him right in like the top of the chest.
Oh my
God! Wow! I'd say this wouldn't even be a topic of discussion if Eli Apple makes the pick right there already in field goal range. They still got to drive the ball downfield. Mahomes has not looked good in the second half. He has not looked good in overtime either.
Or if Andy Reid kicks that field goal at the end of the first half.
Remember I said that and you said, "Oh no, they should have gone for it." I said, "I'd take the points." I said, "Take the points." Go up by 14.
Tyreek Hill's got to do a better job on that ball.
It's a good defense. It's good defense. No, it's a good job chiming it, dude. I don't know what you expect to happen. He was trying to make the catch.
Look, if they're trying to see if they can overrule that interception. Can we overrule it?
Mm.
Okay. How far are they realistically from being in field goal range?
30, 40 yards. Right?
40 yards. They got the ball at the 45.
Okay, I wasn't sure with the ball. I thought it was around the 40. Well, yeah, I'd say about 30 yards.
You run the ball here, just come out throwing.
Run.
No, come out slinging.
Okay.
That's
Higgins.
exactly what you do. You do what you do best. Throw the freaking ball.
He picks up at 9. I'm running on 2nd and 1.
No way. All right, you maybe to pick up the first down, but other than that, I'm going for it. I'm go for it, Cincinnati. You're playing with house money.
Drew L says, Eli Apple still sucks. Hi, Eli, you bust. Laughing my ass off. Dimitri P says, Tony Cheese says, I would love to see Kansas City ruin this and also for TJ to be vindicated. Yeah, I would love to see that too. I'd love to see that too.
Until the second game when San Francisco.
Oh, Grumpy. Come on, Grumpy. Come on. Here's a run. Oh, Joe Mixon picks up about a good solid 4 yards. I mean, they are dangerously close to field goal range. And now what you don't want to see happen is them turtle up and go run. 3 runs in a row. But they are close to field goal range. And if you're Cincinnati, I mean, Uncle Mo is on your side. It's all
the ball. Throw the ball. Don't run it. Throw it.
I actually would like to run the football.
No.
I'm being facetious.
Look at this.
What are you complaining about? They got 2 tight ends set.
What is this? The old USC tailback U formation?
It's a run. They're setting a motion like that. And he picks up a few yards. He picks up about 2 yards.
Like I said, you knew that was a run. It was USC tailback. Boy, I tell you what, those spots seem like they're a little short of where he's actually getting. I don't know where that line is for how big of a.
Could you imagine McPherson hitting another game-winning kick?
Incredible.
I thought you said this game was already predetermined, Grumpy, and that Kansas City Mahomes is going to walk down the field and throw another touchdown.
Hey, this game's not over.
Tony G saying Mahomes is angrier than a mosquito in a mannequin factory. Yes. Oh, man. Let's see here. 2nd and 8. And a catch by T. Higgins.
Oh, my God. They're in field goal range.
They're in field goal range right now. Don't do anything dumb. Don't take any penalties. Don't take a sack. Now I'm probably running the football. I don't want to take a sack.
So you want to go with a 50-yard kick?
I'd run are you assuming you can't pick up any yards rushing the ball? You have 3 downs. Run. Kick yourself a field goal and win. This kid's been dynamite. He's 11 for 11 on postseason field goals.
Yeah. Why don't you continue to jinx him so he can miss that right at the end?
He's not missing the kick. I promise you he's not missing the kick. He is in the freaking zone. Run the football.
This is a run, by the way.
Hey, you should run the football all 3 of these downs. Don't take a sack. You're in field goal range right here. Look at this. Joe Mixon finds the backside. He cuts off of that. He picks up 7 yards. They are dangerously close. I mean, they're just moving the football at will right now on this Kansas City defense. Look at that. Good vision. You look at the jump cut, and he picks up 7 yards. Great job. Good vision, Joe Mixon.
I cannot believe Cincinnati's in this game. I cannot believe it.
I told you. Oh, Cincinnati's done. Right at the beginning of the game, I said,
I knew Kansas City was going to lose.
Don't count him out. I'll be wrong. I thought Kansas City was on this game, but I'd like to be wrong. Great football. Who doesn't love it? Next score wins. I love how they popped up on the bottom for casual fans. Next score wins, guys. Holy shit, the offensive line just got blown up. Oh, Joe Mixon finds a hole still.
Oh, he's inside. 15 down to the 12.
Look at that. The center gets blown up into the backfield. Dude, Joe Mixon running like a man possessed out there. Look at this. Whoop. Turns on the Jets, finds the open hole. Oh, man, I tell you, beautiful job. Beautiful job. 2 hands on the ball. Stay safe. Don't fumble. Oh, if you're Patrick Mahomes, you're just kind of like, damn it, this game's going to be over. Ugh. Run. Oh, look at the Kansas City fans. I want to see some Kansas City fans crying. I love when I see adults, not kids.
I'm out. Kansas City.
Like Andy Reid, dude. I told you. What I tell you? He's a perpetual loser. And until Patrick Mahomes got there, he's never been able to win a big game. Patrick Mahomes pulls this guy into the bootstraps of winning in a big game. Other than that, I mean, Andy Reid just sometimes has too much to overcome. What is he complaining about? What is Andy Reid bitching about right now to the referees?
He was on the Nutrisystem plan a few years ago, and it didn't take hold.
He was on Weight Watchers.
They know they did the Nutrisystem commercials. He was on them. Parcells,
was he really?
Overweight coaches, Chuck Knox, and his didn't stick.
Remember his ass? What did he get? Instead of going to the White House, they had like a McDonald's or Burger King or something like that when they won. I can't even remember. What did they complain about? The guys weren't set.
Doesn't matter. They're not calling that back.
Oh, what are they complaining about?
He's not up on the line.
He doesn't have to be on the line.
Maybe that's what they're complaining about.
Only need 5 guys on the line scrimmage at least.
Maybe the officials. Let's retroactively change that play.
I'm not sure what they're complaining about, but hopefully somebody could. Man, oh man, I'll tell you. I tell you, this is.
I will say,
baby.
I will say that I'm rooting. If Cincinnati wins this game, I'm rooting for them in the Super Bowl. For that,
the Rams are going to win, so you don't have to worry about it. The Rams are winning the Super Bowl.
I know that too, because they're much easier team to beat. Now, I'm going to give you another tidbit. The 2 times that Cincinnati has played in the AFC Championship, which they've won, you want to know who they played in the Super Bowl?
Who's that?
San Francisco. And they lost both times to San Francisco.
Maybe we're going to see San Francisco win. Part of this narrative, Grumpy, the tinfoil hat narrative of the teams. What they want predetermined outcomes. So they're going to make it the 3rd time. They could televise the hell out of that.
How long do you wait before you kick the? How long do you wait? If you're just going to run the ball into the line, why not just kick the field goal?
No, just keep running. You might even score a touchdown. I mean, you've been moving the ball on. Just keep running. And what you want to do is you find out your kicker always has one side he likes to kick from, right half, left half, dead center. And what you do is on 3rd down, you run a play to that hash, wherever he likes it to be. I mean, this play, you just run it normal, wherever you'd like. And then the 3rd play, you find out the hash he wants to be on, you set him up. Simple as that. And then Tony G saying, I've come to conclusion, I don't like dynasties. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. I'm all in on Cincy here.
And the NFL does not want dynasties. They do not.
They want the league to be ultra competitive. That's exactly what they did. They ran it right to the middle.
Why didn't they just kick the? That's where the ball was the first time. Why didn't they just kick it? Oh man, this is big. And why do you do it on 3rd down? Just in case you bumble up the snap.
You miss snap. Yep, you got another chance.
Fall on it and try another one.
Shark Sports Card says, run, boys. Absolutely. Tony Chi says, Andy Reid is just the myth buster guy with diabetes. Oh, God almighty. That's a show I haven't thought of in a long time.
McPherson has looked good from this range here all year. He was on my fantasy.
Jamie and Adam from Mythbusters.
Does he miss it? Does he hit it? 3, 2, 1. The snap. The kick. It's up. It's
good. Cincinnati is going to the Super Bowl.
Big Dick Joe Burrow leads the Cincinnati Bengals on a comeback for the ages. Down 18 points at one point. Come all the way back to beat TJ's favorite, the NFL's favorite, Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship.
My favorite. He's not my favorite. Here's the thing. You will see Joe Burrow get exposed next week against the Rams. That or Joe Burrow's offensive line, that Cincinnati offensive line will get exposed against the Rams 100%. Defense.
Here's the thing. Cincinnati, okay, I cannot believe that they beat Kansas City. They're not good enough to beat either of the NFC teams.
You've been saying that every week. I did pick Cincinnati to beat the Titans last week. I did not beat Kansas City.
Yeah, I don't think they're that good. I don't think they're ready yet. This kid is damn money.
McPherson. Now, let me ask you, if they win the Super Bowl, and let's say he has a few kicks, does he win MVP?
No, he's not winning MVP.
Should he? I mean, you think about the impact he's had on the team. He's 12 for 12 on field goals this postseason.
Okay, it's just a Super Bowl MVP. It's not a playoff MVP.
Reed and Trotz are the same guy. I am. Reed and Trotz are the same guy, says Shark Sports Cards.
I cannot believe Cincinnati won today.
Tony
I cannot believe
Cheese,
it.
also Grumpy's excited voice is 10 out of 10. Hilarious. The Jets beat the Super Bowl contender. Dimitri P said, yes, they did. I tell you. Ooh, Kansas City. Yikes. Yikes. That's all I've got
I can't believe they hit that kick. Well, not that they hit the kick. I can't believe that Patrick Mahomes shit the bed at the end of the game.
He did. He did shit the bed. He played terribly in the second half. Right? We talked about how fantastic he was. Man, he
And this is honestly, seriously, this is kind of the end of this Kansas City team. And I'm not saying they're not going to be good. They're going to lose so many players this offseason because of salary cap.
I'll let you listen to this, Grumpy. Apparently, Drew, clip this for us. Let's hear this. Oh, Eli Apple. Holy shit. You suck. You're awful, buddy.
Hands.
You're garbage. You're garbage. Every time we watch Barry Trotz as coach. I like it. I like it, Drew L. Good job, man. I like it. But, Big Dick Joe, and he come away with the win, Grumpy old man.
Dick Joe.
I tell you, it wasn't all him, but he had a good game. He had a good game.
And let me tell you something. They were all over him. Is that Icky Woods? Holy shit. He's put on some LBs. Oh, shit. Joe Burrow trying to do the Icky Shuffle.
He was going to, but he's like, oh, shit, I got to do my interview.
Have you ever seen the Icky Shuffle?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, Icky Wood has continued to do the Icky Shuffle last week. I remember watching it live. I was like, holy shit. And then they used to penalize him for doing it. And there's poor, what's her name on the sideline? Put her in something better. You can dress up Evan Washburn, dress her up. Come on.
Yeah. Well, what a win. What a win for the franchise. What a win for that organization. The Cincinnati Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. Holy shit.
I can't believe it.
I never thought we would say that.
I cannot believe it.
The Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl. Oh, my God.
I mean, think about what this kid, this is what quarterbacks do. This is what being a good quarterback does for your franchise.
Yep.
Period. End of sentence, end of story. This shows you how important quarterback is in the position of football. Nothing else is more important than a quarterback. Nothing.
Wow. I tell you, good for them. Good for the team. This AFC is going to have plenty of years of.
Like I said, Kansas City is going to be good because Mahomes is fantastic, but you're going to see them drop a little bit. And we'll talk about this after the next game.
Shark Sports. Yep. Shark Sports Cards, real quick, and answer your question. We're going to be going live after the game, after the San Francisco 49ers and Los Angeles Rams game this evening.
I think actually, I know we're not going to do it, but I'd love to call that San Francisco game when San Francisco dominates that LA Rams team.
I'm telling you, when the Rams, I'll just come on, and I don't even need to say anything. Let me be honest. If the Rams win like I expect them to, I'll just come on with a smile, shit-eating grin on my face. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Okay, I'm telling you what, the NFL definitely wants the Rams to win.
Okay. I'm gonna let you know something. If the Rams win, it's not because you're tinfoil conspiracy. You also said that the NFL definitely wants Kansas City to win, and you said that all these calls are going to have a big implication. They had no implication, and guess what? They kept their hands in the pocket.
I cannot believe he fumbled that ball, and then he throws the interception.
He threw 2 interceptions today. That was twice as many interceptions as he's thrown every other game that he's played.
And like I said, he's never played a road playoff game either.
That's true.
That helps.
Yep, that's true.
And before today, the only quarterback to beat him is Tom Brady in the playoffs. In the playoffs ever in his career is Tom Brady. And now people saying that Joe Burrow is the new Tom Brady, maybe he's going to have to win.
Hold on, Joe Burrow can stop. Stop.
He's going to have to win 7 or 8 Super Bowls, though.
Jesus Christ!
I'm just saying that they're way ahead of schedule from where you expected them to be, and all because of quarterback play.
I think the level of talent and disparity of talent gets exposed 2 weeks from now.
No, I'm just saying Cincinnati Bengals as a team and where you expect them to be at this stage of their development, they're way above the curve.
Yes, I 100% agree with you there. 110% agree with you, Grump. Man, dude. Man, oh, man. I love it. I love it, Grumpy. What a freaking day. And guess what? I can't wait for those Rams to beat the 49ers, Grump. And guess what then's going to happen?
I'm just saying, 49ers will beat them 6 straight times. Doesn't matter. They're the more physical team. Probably going to have more San Francisco fans in the LA, wherever they play now, SoFi Stadium. I'm just saying, it's going to be like a home game for the 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo, hero of the people.
Hero of
Tell
the people.
Here's the thing. Well, we'll talk about it. Well, no, we might as well talk about it now because of the Rams when we won't talk.
Just go ahead. Yeah, talk about
it. If Jimmy Garoppolo wins a Super Bowl this year, which if they get into the Super Bowl, I firmly expect them to win. What does that say? Think about how and here's the thing. I'm not a Jimmy Garoppolo fan. I don't think he's that good.
He's shitty.
I understand, but do they still cut him at the end of the year and play Trey Lance? Okay.
But here's the thing. It's like when Barry Trotz won a Stanley Cup.
Okay. But don't you think that considering how shitty they've treated him this year, and they have, Jimmy Garoppolo, they treat him pretty poorly. That's kind of vindication for him, isn't it?
I think it'd be vindication for him, but I don't think they've. What do you mean by they've treated him poorly this year?
They've wanted to bench him from day one.
He should be benched. He's not a good quarterback.
Okay.
And the team wins in spite of Jim. Well, here's the thing. It's a moot point because the Rams are going to beat the 49ers.
That's why I wanted to bring it up now.
I firmly believe that.
That'll be a narrative next week. And here's the thing. And I say the NFL wants the Rams to win. Why? Because they don't want to see the 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo against Cincinnati.
Yes.
For TV audience, for TV reasons.
And then Shark Sports Card says, you better hope that they win, TJ. I will not leave you alone if they don't. Tika Purcell says, let's go Niners.
Yeah.
And Shark Sports Card says, I think they could trade him if he wins the Super Bowl. I think they trade him too.
Okay, he's got 1 year left on his deal. And yeah. I mean, do you think Trey Lance is ready, though? Maybe he is.
Hopefully. Maybe. I mean, if I'm the 49ers, because I think they'll come up short. I really do. I think they come up short. If I'm the 49ers, if there's any way that Tom Brady doesn't retire, I try to bring Tom Brady. Try to trade for him, whatever the hell needs to be done. You can have Jimmy Garoppolo. We want Tom Brady.
If Tom Brady was on the 49ers, they would win the Super Bowl next year. Without doubt. No doubt in my mind. That's where he wanted to go. You realize that's where he wanted to go when he was leaving New England. He wanted to go to the 49ers.
And the 49ers made a colossal mistake.
And they said,
not bringing him there. What a mistake. What a freaking mistake. I already showed it, Drew L. We showed the Twitter DM where we're talking about.
I'd like to see somebody do the Twitter DM of me celebrating the Cincinnati victory at the end. Or maybe we can just cut that out and just post that up as our own.
No. Oh, no, Grumpy.
I am glad Cincinnati won. Like I said, Kansas City, to me, I don't like how they clutch and grab on defense. I've never liked it. They hold all the time in the defensive backfield. But let's give credit to Cincinnati. Yes, Kansas City shit the bed a little bit, but let's give credit to Cincinnati not mailing it in after that game was seemingly over. Let's be honest. It was over. And they didn't quit. And Kansas City got conservative. And I never understand why teams do that. Teams didn't used to do that. That's why you used to see, I remember Buffalo beating the Raiders in the AFC Championship game 52-3. They're like, screw that. We're going to bury you. And that's the way it used to be. You never saw close games in championship games. They just weren't. Because a team would get down and the other team just had the pedal to the metal. Maybe the athletes were more mentally tough back then. I don't know. But they never took their foot off the gas. Now everything is close. The last couple of years, you just had the last 5 games in the NFL go to the last player overtime. Think about that. How does that happen? It's really coincidental, don't you think?
I think it's coincidental. That being said, what else can we ask?
Look at the smile on Boomer Esiason's face, ex-Cincinnati Bengal player.
He's like, I thought I'd be dead before the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm happy for him. I'm happy for everybody in Cincinnati, honestly.
I'm happy for the fans.
Yes, that's what I mean. Everybody in Cincinnati, that's what I'm talking about.
Drew L says, what about one with Josh Bailey again, Grump, to remind you? Oh, God.
The difference between Brady and Bailey. That's a good one.
Chris O says here, maybe Jimmy Garoppolo goes to Tampa Bay. Maybe. Hey, maybe we'll see it. Maybe Tampa and San Francisco might work themselves out a little deal.
Maybe Jimmy Garoppolo goes to Tampa Bay. I don't think so.
Drew L says, I'm basically the meme plug at this point, and we love it. We love it, Drew. Oh, man.
It's Icky. Oh, my God. Look at that thing he's got around his neck.
Icky Woods. He's the honorary captain.
Oh, man. Icky's put on some LB since his playing days.
Well, he's no longer running the ball anymore, Grumpy.
I don't think he's even walking the ball anymore. And this Mike Brown, look at him. Holy shit. That's Paul Brown's son, Mike Brown. You got to be happy for that organization. I mean, really, they've been a laughing stock for years and years and years. How can you not be happy? Oh, I mean, I'm rooting for them big time in the Super Bowl. I don't care who they play. I don't think they're going to win, but I'm rooting for them.
Daniel H., good point. Last year's Bucks took down Green Bay and Kansas City, and it wasn't close. So this year, things are just going down to the wire.
No, last year that Green Bay game was close. It was 28-25. That was a close game.
But Super Bowl was not.
The Super Bowl was not close. But most are. Look at the last 10 years. I'm just saying, games seem like they're getting the new TV contract comes up, and all of a sudden the games are super close. I don't know.
Hey man, I'm not complaining as a fan. I think it's far fetched to think that there's some sort of collusion or.
I didn't say there's collusion. I just said it's really interesting.
What are you espousing then? What are you thinking then?
All I said is interesting. Just kind of interesting. That just kind of happens that way all the time.
Interesting. I think it's entertaining. What's interesting about it?
I didn't say that's right. It's entertaining. What does entertainment do? If you're an entertaining team or an entertaining product, what happens? More people watch, more people buy your merchandise, more people do everything. Why do you think they put all these? They used to be the same teams every year. So they put parity in. Why? So more fan base is going to spend more money.
Drew L says the Chiefs are slowly becoming a playoff meme. And he also says Jackson Mahomes and Pat's wife ain't pouring champagne on no one this time. So that's what I'm going to show you later, yes. Grumpy. So did you see that Patrick Mahomes' wife was sitting up on like the box and starts?
They're not married. They're not married.
Fiance, whatever you want to call her.
Fiance. Yeah. I heard of it. I didn't see it, but I was notified of it. But yes, we can show that absolutely at the post game.
So out of touch, and I know the brother is not liked. Jackson Mahomes is not liked at all.
Okay, you know what? Fan base. Okay, Patrick Mahomes seems like an awful nice guy.
No, Patrick Mahomes is. I say Jackson Mahomes, his brother.
I'm not going to rip Patrick Mahomes or the Chiefs for something that Patrick Mahomes' family does.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's a fantastic player. If he didn't have fantastic cash out, they'd be run out of town because I know the fan base does not like his brother, and I assume the fiance they're not a big fan of. I'll let you watch it. They seem a little out of touch. I know Jackson Mahomes is definitely out of touch.
Look at Big Dick Joe looking at that trophy. Holy shit.
I'm lucky I won this one here.
You want to know who I wanted to talk to?
The defense had a great second half.
You know what I wanted to see happen?
What is that?
I wanted to see that defensive lineman who made that interception. That's the guy I want to talk to.
Fantastic. He's the one who helped turn the game. Tony Cheese says 3 out of 5 analysts are picking San Francisco 49ers. The only thing that Tony Cheese didn't include is that 3 of those analysts were the grumpy old man posing under different aliases.
I was going to say make it 4 out of 6 because I'm predicting it too.
No, you already had your 3 votes, Grumpy. That's why they got to 3 out of 5. Drew L said they're both basically NPC influencers that do you know what an NPC is, Grumpy?
I do not.
Non-playable character influencers that just exist, and they're kind of like Jake and Logan Paul from 5 years ago. Ooh, you like the Paul brothers, don't you? You like them very much.
I don't know the other Paul brother. I know the one who's the fighter who I hate.
They both box. We've shown both of them. Jake and Logan are 2 different ones, but they both have boxed.
Look at Joe Burrow, so calm and relaxed over there.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. For the fans of Cincinnati, you have your quarterback. And that's 3/4 of the battle in the NFL.
I just remember you said this game was over in the first.
I thought this game was. I absolutely said this game was over.
This game's over. This game's over. You said first 5. You could just go
100% right. The game was over. I knew that Cincinnati was coming back all the way, without a doubt. I think they were just setting them up. But I mean, as Kansas City, holy crap! Maybe you come in a little bit overconfident after that Buffalo game. Then you dominate the first half like that, just totally dominate. Maybe you take your foot off the gas, or how else does that happen?
They made adjustments. They played the defense. The secondary played a lot tighter, and as soon as they had the first sign of trouble, offensive coordinator starts dialing up screenplay after screenplay. That's not your offense.
I would have run the ball. Here's the thing:
they sent 3- and 4-man blitzes. They weren't getting pressure, but long term, right, as their guys are able to have better. They were dropping 8 in coverage sometimes, 7 and 8 in coverage on 3 and 4 Kansas City wideouts.
Okay, so if they're dropping 8 in coverage, what do? You run the ball.
And they were running the ball at will. They determined not to run the football.
That's like I said. That's why coaches lose games.
We talk about poor offensive play calling, right? They went when as soon as they started dropping a lot back in coverage, instead of running the football, they ran screens.
Yeah,
Didn't make any sense.
they
And right, the more you're running, the more they're going to have to keep guys a little closer to the box, and it opens the passing game right up, and you could just mix and match. But they said we're not going to run the football, even though they had a lot of success doing it.
I mean, just congrats to Cincinnati, though. Holy crap!
Congrats to Cincinnati, but you were asking how does something like that happen? That's how it happens.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're able to see it, why is the coordinator not able to see it?
They're so directly involved with the game, just like this. It's tough for them to see.
Okay, I mean, I would say maybe a series, maybe two, but the whole second half, you don't make that adjustment. Maybe that's why it's better to have your coordinator up in the booth as opposed to on the sideline. Maybe.
Yeah. Some people like that, but some people like having their coordinator on the field where they can help speak to them. But again, it all is, you pick and choose. But Grumpy, end of the game. Congratulations, Cincinnati Bengals. What do you want to say before we wrap things up? Because we're going to be going live right after the 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams game this evening.
Yeah, I just want to say love and laughter to everyone who listens, even those who don't, from TJ and the grumpy old man. And once again, congratulations to the Cincinnati Bengals making it to the Super Bowl. Congrats.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. If you're new to the show, we go live every single Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every single Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're new, we invite you to stick around a while. We invite you to come back, subscribe on YouTube, like on Facebook, and follow on Twitter. Also, drop a little like. That lets us know you like the content that we're putting out there. I think it helps the algorithm too. So make sure, again, you're subscribed on YouTube. You drop the like button also. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you live right after the 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams game. Until then, strap yourselves into your couches. Get ready for a very entertaining, well, the Rams are going to kill them. So get ready for some Rams domination. We'll see you guys here after the game.